Hello and welcome to DCP plus side quests, episode 445.
Yes.
The day before Halloween.
Spooky. This is the night that we used to go out and egg our neighbors and TP trees. And what did you guys call
smash our
that
pumpkins
night?
too?
No. Have some respect for the pumpkins, Fran.
Oh, so you didn't TP their house, all this other stuff.
Eggs
The
are
trees.
very bad.
Eggs are delicious. They're
You
full of
tried getting
protein. They make chickens.
They're good for
I'm trying to think of some other good egg things.
Yeah. Good, great for
Not
breakfast.
cleaning them off of things.
You can bake a cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Brownies.
mean, eggs themselves are great.
Yeah.
Eggs on things besides like a plate or a pan, not so great.
Some people hate eggs. You know this, right? That there's some people who
Yeah.
like get sort of like disgusted.
Yes, we
Not
call
even,
those
like-
people morons.
Well, it's because
Oh.
you're eating chicken, period, so I get it.
I mean, oh God. Well,
I mean,
I'm done eating eggs.
you're
Thank you.
eating an unfertilized egg, so,
Unfertilized eggs.
Just put that on the label. Prices will come down pretty fast.
They might come down, yeah. It could be good.
So I was having a conversation with my wife this evening, and I got a question for you guys. Fran, I'm gonna go to you
Yes.
first on this one.
Oh boy.
Do you have you know how there's like irrational fears? Like, for instance, somebody may be
Oh, yeah.
irrationally afraid of clowns, right? Like they've never been attacked by a clown.
Oh,
The
yeah.
danger from
Irrational.
clowns
Like-
is
Have you
It's
met
low.
John Wayne Gacy?
no.
Ew.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't either. but-
Depending on the
I
situation.
know
Yeah.
about
I
it.
don't like.
I haven't
I'm
met him
fine.
personally. Sorry.
I'm better with it now. I used to not like clowns. I'm like, but mimes especially. I'm like, this is creepy, dude.
Oh, he
Like,
does
Uh,
hate mimes. When I was
that is
playing
weird.
Claire Obscure and I was fighting the mimes, Fran was like, "Dear
Oh,
God,
did I?
Yeah,
Did
mimes
I?
are
get it
weird.
out
Makes
of here."
sense.
Sparty is also one of my mods. Is also afraid of mimes. So anytime he
Interesting.
saw me fighting the mimes, he's like, "Get him out
I'm
of
out.
here."
Kill him, kill him.
Pretty nice.
So okay, so
Kill him
you've
for
heard
real.
of irrational fears. We all know what irrational
Yes.
fears. Do you guys have
Understand.
any irrational hatreds? I'll give you a for instance, just to
Irrational
explain what I mean by
I
irrational
kinda
hatred.
get-
My wife hates people who avoid manhole covers when they're driving. So if you swerve to avoid going over a
Yeah.
manhole cover,
Okay.
she gets
Okay.
extremely mad at you.
Okay.
I would get a little upset, because like
If you
we're not
avoided
just
a
gonna
manhole
go
cover in
flying
your
up
car.
off the road, right?
No, you just don't want to
Yeah,
hit
why
the
are they
bump.
doing it?
It's just bumpy.
Well, it shouldn't be a bump. Like that's just poor engineering.
Wow.
I don't drive
I
as
mean,
much these
just
days, but I
throwing
can say,
our
like,
road
I-
system under the bus, Fran. Thanks a lot.
I mean, meaning it should.
Well, where are my taxes going, Briar?
Yeah, where are my
But I-
taxes going?
But I do get the example. I'm not gonna argue on like. I
Sorry,
thought it
I'm bringing up chicken periods and taxes.
You just
Maybe I
hit a
shouldn't be
new
here.
level of old person, Watts.
Oh, so sorry to derail, but so just real quick.
Yeah.
I was on stream and like one of the people in my chat was like, because we were talking about getting in Discord and like being in our Discord to find people to play with, and it's really great, awesome community. And he's like, I just found out about Twitch. I'm not ready for Discord. And I'm
Oh.
like, well, we mostly have like I would say an older crowd on Discord, but we have some young people, but they're lovely young people.
They're lovely young people.
And I was like, they're lovely.
who is
I
this?
just genuinely said, they're lovely young people. And I was like, oh my God,
Wow.
I'm
They're
80.
lovely young
Yeah, you just went-
people.
They're lovely. They're
they're
lovely young
lovely.
people.
They're
They really are.
lovely.
They're lovely, lovely group of young people. We
Now
have,
pass me the
Lovely
Ben Gay.
Youngins. It's gonna storm. My hips acting up.
That I find, Watts,
Um,
that the older I get, the more I enjoy being around young people, which is the opposite of what I thought was going to happen. Because most old people, when I was young, couldn't stand me.
Yeah.
Well,
But I find that it's fun to be.
I
set
wish
myself
Watts'
up for
camera
that.
was on. Oh wow! I know she made the
Well.
exact same gesture as I
I
did.
did.
Yeah.
I did.
But I find that being around young people kind of like, I don't know, it keeps you young a little bit. at
Keeps
heart.
you young.
Oh yeah, for sure. 6'7", 6'7", 6'7", right?
Yeah. Can you
Yeah.
explain?
No, not that
6'7" to
part.
me?
I
That
cannot.
part is ridiculous.
No.
Okay.
Not part of, that would piss you off. That's fair.
That's my irrational
Okay,
hate.
that's fine. Like anything skibbity, toilet.
Yeah, all
gonna piss
memes
you off,
actually.
that's
Fuck them.
Yeah, we did the same stuff. It depends on your age, though. To be fair, like I don't know. It depends on how young, folks you're like hanging around. If they're playing like Fortnite, saying 6-7 all day.
Yeah.
But back to the irrational fears. Are we still
Oh
on
yeah,
that?
hatreds.
Oh yeah. It started explaining fears, but it's actually like,
Yeah.
do you have any irrational hatred? Oh man. Well, I mean, I have the same level of like social peeves that I do get like pretty upset. I'd have to like really think, but I can definitely say there's like, if you're just like standing in a line, there's so many ways to do it and awareness. Like, in other words, when you're in public and like, I'll just be at like Walgreens or it could be the airport. And I get like probably visibly upset where I'm like, what is this? Why are you you're standing super close to me. And also like like make some room over here. There's all this dead space, but they're so like unaware of what's going on around them. So I guess that's basically it. I get irrational hatred for like, overall, it's not, nobody's causing a problem, but I'm like, you're causing disorganization. Like, look around. Like, be a part of the process as opposed to being
think people
like,
should follow
gleefully
traffic
unaware.
laws in aisles of like
We should have
grocery stores and
IRL
things.
indicators.
Yes, that's a
Little
great idea.
little
Just
blinkers
like
we could use.
they could be attached to your like belt loops,
Yeah.
and when you back up, you just blow a fart.
Wow. Well, that's not an irrational hatred. That's definitely a hatred if that happens to the person in front of me doing that to me.
Well, you're
There's
back
probably
up.
a lot of stuff. Yeah,
There's
I would
probably
say
a lot you can't think of right now. There's probably a lot that when you
for
get
sure.
upset, you're like, now this shouldn't upset me as much as it is, but it is upsetting me a lot.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
but contrary to that, I was actually gonna say there's a bunch of stuff like that where it's more like social setting stuff, and I feel like
Yeah.
I'm being aware. I'm like, just making a plan. I'm not like completely OCD, but obviously. But meaning it's just like, come on, man. Like yeah, today that it was born out of an example today. Like my local Walgreens, CVS, whatever, is like pretty, narrow. It's not like we're in the city in San Francisco. And so it's not like you have these very big aisles, but even then, right? People standing in the middle of aisles versus the sides and blah, blah, blah. But, meaning people just start lining up in the middle of the only walkway in the store. And it's like chaos to like get through. I'm like, why don't you just stand against one of the edges?
Yeah, stand to the side.
I'm like the only one doing it.
Yeah.
So yeah, stuff like that. I'm like, come on, man.
Or people who just
yeah.
like stop in like mid walk, like right in front of you.
Oh man.
That is very annoying. Yeah.
Like, at least decelerate a little bit. Give a brother some warning. That's why we need the brake lights too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you need them. It's like, well, that's why like I get irrationally, and I don't know if it. I mean, I know it is irrational because the amount of anger I feel to what's happening is a
too
bit
much.
much. But when someone starts turning and then they indicate, I'm like, yeah, I can see you're going that way because your whole car is already going that way.
Wait a minute. Don't you
Why are
guys
you
own a
indicating now?
BMW? I feel like this might be close to home.
Not anymore.
Oh, you got rid of the BMW? Does the new car
Not
come
anymore.
with blinkers?
Oh, Tomo's cars.
Oh, I
The
can only
whole-
imagine he
whole
probably
journey.
upgraded to something
The whole
nice
journey.
Audi.
Let's say the lovely local
S8.
kids really like him
Yeah.
because we have a neighbor who like him and his friends all get together on Sunday and they bring their car and they like work on each other's cars.
Oh,
One of them
nice.
has a Xenoblade car
Xenoblade.
wrapped in Xenoblade stuff. Yeah.
Whoa.
Like from
That's
Alien?
serious.
No, the game. Xenoblade
Oh.
Chronicles.
Oh, I was thinking
Yeah.
of a xenomorph, which is too much alien
Yeah.
lately.
Oh,
So,
that would be that would
That
be
would
scary.
be sick.
That would be cool.
That would
a
be cool.
shiny, oily, matte black, like xenomorph.
So the
paint
kids
job,
they
dude.
like him. So
Yeah, I
they're like,
bet.
oh, it's car.
Is it
woo."
Xenoblade Chronicles 1, 2, 3,
Ooh, 1, I believe.
1?
I believe it's 1 based on the character on there.
Is there any big titty anime ladies on it?
There is an anime lady. I don't think her titties were that big. I think they were
Can't speak to
reasonably
the size of
sized.
her titties.
That's subjective.
Well, they're on a car,
Let's-
so
They're on a
Yeah.
car.
Let's
They
take,
gotta
let me
be-
take. I'm gonna take a look. I need to decide
Rid
for
of me.
myself. But yeah, I was
My
gonna say
measuring
like
tape.
no, every blinkers, people not using blinkers, just any. Yeah, I guess there's a lot of like poor social
social
like
stuff.
respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really pisses
Yeah.
me off.
Like, make my
Um,
life easier, make your life easier. When you get to a roundabout, understand how they work. Don't just start
Oh yeah.
going when I'm
I mean,
still
Americans.
turning. You
To be
know?
fair, a lot of Americans they just didn't live in an area that had it, and it's very confusing if you've never done it.
Yeah.
Like it's like a yield
It's
even
not
for
that
people.
confusing,
who-
honestly. You just
It's
go around
not
in
at
circles.
all. It's really not. But it's literally a circle with a bunch of yield, which like in practice
Yeah.
we all learn how to yield. But like it, but if you've never dealt with it in muscle reaction, like oh yeah,
You don't have the people in the circle stop, because
oh
that
my god, who
that
does
just,
what?
well, that's the thing. Because there's a roundabout I have to
Okay,
go
now
on, and I have to, you're entering right. I have to, not the first exit, the second exit is the one I take. And people, every time I'm turning around, I'm like, I'm looking at you. And a lot of the time, they'll just start going, and I'm like, the whole point of a roundabout is so this doesn't happen. You're
Yes,
supposed to
you're
keep the
supposed to wait
spinning.
until the person is exiting the roundabout to go.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
But yeah, I'd have a lot of stuff. I was gonna ask, where would you put? You know, some people get very like mad and grossed out by the sound of eating. Where does this fall in that? Like someone chewing, and how loud it is, and what decibel level, and how they're.
I don't
doing
get
it. Like,
mad
I
at
know
the sound of
a couple
chewing. I get
people-
mad at people who got rich by doing eating ASMR. Not because I don't like them,
Well,
but because I didn't think of it first.
yeah,
It's more
you're really-
jealousy than anything, actually.
Yeah. Dude, they're, you know, you're at the second best time to start doing that, Briar. You know, you didn't hit it the first time, but just boot up TikTok and like
Time to go.
get to it. Man.
Let's do it.
You'll be big.
It's time for
That's how it
grapes.
happens, man. A better time than now. But yeah, no, I know some people who like they will rudely interrupt and point it out in a social situation, which is also it's like the irony of
Wait.
like people are like eating around you at a restaurant and well, you're close enough friends, but still they will socially and loud be like, gosh, you know, you really like I can hear you chewing, you know, it's like it
Yeah,
really,
we're at a
like,
restaurant. We're eating.
well, and again, it depends on how close people are sitting. And there's one thing like I would if you're like grossly like really like wide open mouth chewing, like just that's another problem. But this is literally like the sound they expect you to keep your mouth closed while you're chewing at all times, even if you're having discussions and like at dinner.
Yeah.
There are people like that, and so I guarantee.
Did they
there's
call
probably
you
some people
out
listening, and
personally?
they're like, this doesn't happen to me a lot, but I'm just saying that when I've observed it,
I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about my friend.
it's well, meaning it falls into the same category as like there's certain sounds like nails on the chalkboard, or like it could be you're in the kitchen and it's like, you know, when you have like roommates or like you're married or whatever, the way that somebody might even do the dishes and the sound they're making would piss you off because you're like, you don't do it that way.
You single, Fran?
You know what I mean? Well, I am. I am. Can't tell.
I debate it. He texts people late at night. It's very suspicious.
No, I mean, my friends are on like a group thread that it's always popping, but yeah.
My wife is like that. She cannot stand like clean plates, like rubbing together, like the squeaking that they make. Can't stand it.
Me neither.
Mm.
I don't
Gotta
it.
like place the plates. Place the plates. Don't like slide them in.
Yeah.
No good.
Well, you scratch them too, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
my wife
but
is a
there-
hater,
there'd
though.
be a
She
huge
is
list.
a professional hater.
It sounds like it. Yeah, the pothole thing I've never. I mean, I understand swerving around an actual like problem in the road, like if it is a big hilly
Yeah.
like manhole cover. But I'm like, that's messed up if that's how they're done
Yeah,
around
it's
you.
just
'cause
like
they're
I'm not
always
going
that.
into like I'm not crossing the yellow line, but like you know you just kind of like position the car so you kind of it goes between
Yeah,
the wheels
you-
instead of just hitting it with the
Yeah.
wheel.
Yeah. If you're not in your lane anymore, though, I mean, it's a lot. That's a lot. That's all I'm gonna say.
Even on like an empty road.
I guess I would have to see the pothole, you know, or sorry, the manhole cover, because I'm like, how is
I
it that
understand, I
bad that you're
understand.
worried about driving over a manhole cover?
I'll take a picture.
If anything, you should want to drive over it and hope that manhole cover goes like flying into the bottom of your car, and then you can like take it up with the
I got a
city.
brand new
I don't
car.
know
I
how-
don't want that.
No, I don't know. Like, can you settle though for like
Doing
a
the
huge claim? Probably
city.
not. Actually, I guess that would take like a decade in American legal times. You know.
Right. There was that one time I was watching the Las Vegas F1 race, and the car sucked a manhole up out of the ground, and it damaged the car. It almost actually hurt the driver because it hit the right under the
Jesus.
seat.
Oh,
Yeah, that was
is scary.
interesting.
Okay, yeah. Then I'm gonna drive around it. You're right. Better safe
Your
than
F1
sorry.
car. I irrationally hate Massachusetts and all people from Massachusetts. Actually, no, that's not irrational. That's rational. Never mind.
Yeah, I feel like that's very.
That's
I
totally
actually
rational.
don't know a lot of people from. I just had learned when I visited
Good.
the East
You're
Coast.
lucky. You've avoided
early
them
on the-
successfully.
Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't. It was the whole like term about mass holes and all this stuff, and like
Mm.
I learned that early. So I just assumed that everybody is that there.
Yeah, it's earned for sure.
I guess. You know. It's like you know when you either go or know people from Boston or even hear the stereotype they're loud and boisterous, and you're like, yeah, that checks out. That's got to be true of like most people. You just make that stereotype immediately. Everybody from there is that, you know, which is probably not true.
No, it's true.
You're like, no, it's true.
It's
I
definitely
told you.
So, how you guys been?
So-
What you been up to?
I took Bella to the vet today. She
Oh.
had a checkup. She gets a checkup every like 3 months.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
more often than I get a checkup.
And well,
Right.
she is considered geriatric in cat years. There's
so
I'm
there's
close, but I'm not
kitten,
there yet.
there's like I guess adult age, there's senior, and then there's geriatric.
How old does a
So-
cat have to be to become geriatric? Or is it a state of
14
being?
and older. It's 14
Mm.
and older. That's when your vet will be like, all right, it's time to have like the super senior kitty checkups.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because what is it?
14.
It's like 10 to 12 years old for a lot of cats. Is that right?
It's like senior, yeah. And then after that's geriatric.
Texting my wife
Yep.
to see how
But I
old my
mean, do you
cat is.
know what the average lifetime is of most cats, or does it really vary based on like?
It's super varied
Types.
now. Yeah, because you have now more people are keeping their cats inside. I think the average age is going up. Because the difference between inside cats and like free roaming cats or outside cats is like
happiness?
huge. No, it's just they die. They get hit by cars, coyotes eat them, raccoons box them in the boxing ring.
They die of
People are
joy
very
and
mean to
freedom?
cats. People are very mean. Humans hate cats as they're very mean to them. I don't know why it's weird.
Yeah,
Cats
is
and
weird.
monkeys, weirdly.
unhappy
monkeys.
inside. As much as cats, I think, like going outside, I don't think they're unhappy inside. I think they're pretty like, yeah.
Bella
That's pretty
goes,
sweet.
I let her outside. She goes, it's a
know.
bit below my preferred temperature. I'm
Right.
coming back inside.
That's some geriatric cat action right there, for sure.
She peed on the floor at the vet.
Oh, well, you know,
She
Yep.
was
take
mad
that.
to be there, huh? So she was mad? Is that why she did it?
No, I think it's because they could feel some like arthritis kind of stuff in her joints, so they're like touching the leg a lot. And when they were
Oh.
when they were touching the bladder, they were like, her bladder is very full. So I think I was like, yeah, it's very full. But they worked really quickly and grabbed a urine sample thing to grab.
Oh,
a
they're
urine
like, let's
sample.
get this
nice.
while
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
happening.
She's like, well, she made that easy for us, so that's good.
Now clean this up.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, well, she has peed in a tissue box at a vet before. Jumped on the desk, sat on top of a tissue box, and peed in it.
Interesting.
That seems
Yeah.
like
Does
at least
look
it'd be
like a
easy to
toilet.
clean.
Yeah.
You just like, I'm just gonna throw this
Throw
whole
the whole
thing
thing
away.
out.
Yeah.
It kind of
Yeah.
looks like a cat toilet when you think about it. Like with a
It
little
does.
like cover on it. It's like perfect when you think about it.
It's a cat
bad.
toilet. What do you
Not bad.
expect?
Yeah, maybe you could just train cats to like use something that looks like that, you know?
Our cat is 12 watts, so we're 2 years away from
12?
geriatric.
Yep, 2 years away.
Okay.
He's still
Almost
spry,
ready
though.
for it.
Still spry.
Yeah, but they're every time they see Bella, they're like her cloak because their coat can tend to get less shiny because they're like not grooming themselves as much. They're kind of not taking on nutrients as well. But she's doing great. She's just got some arthritis in her elbows.
Who
So
doesn't?
going downstairs
Fran?
is a little.
My joints are actually good. It's my nerves. I got my arm problem going on, yeah.
Yeah, I got bad nerves.
This is turning into a geriatric podcast, so I'm just gonna let's get off of turning it into that. Okay.
I don't know, man.
Okay.
It's nice to have somebody to talk to about getting old.
It's
Like,
true.
we might as
You know?
like
Well,
we
because
might
you
as
don't
well.
really talk about it that much with people, I feel like. And people don't really talk about like the small things that happen when you
No, I
start
know,
getting
I know.
older. Because you're like young and then you're like old, but no one really talks about the middle part.
The middle
you know?
part.
I don't consider it.
All the changes that happen to you. Yeah,
I
no one
think
talks
we're all
about it.
doing pretty well. But yeah, I mean, next, why don't we just start the podcast, like roll into the lobby in our chairs, you know, have some Jello,
On my LARP, my
and
little
talk it
electric
out.
scooter.
Yeah. Make sure we get our pills in at the beginning of the show.
Did you
And,
take your pills
if
today?
you have an emergency, I'm gonna throw a tissue box at you in case.
Just
trouble.
get that.
Just quickly.
It's super absorbent.
Close one. Super absorbent. That's right. Now it's super absorbent.
Have you guys been playing
Emergency
video
tissue.
games? Anything cool?
I've played video games.
Yes.
Such
We
as
should hear from Watts. Yeah. Watts is the most
I
varied,
can give you
I think,
I
this
can give
week.
you an update. Well, I haven't played anything super new. One thing's kind of new. I'm still playing Ninja Gaiden. I'm on chapter 12 or something like that.
God, I'm so jealous.
how many chapters are there? Do you know?
I feel like there's 14 based on the achievement that I've
Okay.
seen
So
listed.
you're getting pretty
I'm
close.
pretty close to the end. I think I'm pretty close. Yeah, I think so. Still enjoying it. I'm at 17.9 hours. Combat feels great. I had a really cool boss fight that was like switching between, no spoilers on like all of it, but it switches between like different realms during it, which is really cool. Yeah, so still enjoying that. I also played Dispatch. Dispatch is that Telltale-like game that is releasing weekly. So
Yeah.
we played through episodes 3 and 4 this week.
So wait, before you move to dispatch, can I ask about Ninja
Oh, yes,
Gaiden?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ninja Gaiden.
Plus, like when I write the time code down, like I
Oh,
can't-
yes.
I can't go
Ninja
back and-
Gaiden.
No, it's okay. But I did. We talked about last week or the week before the difficulties, and I saw you had switched to hard mode. Did you end up
did.
like? What did you think about the change? Did you stick with it? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I switched to hard mode. So I started on normal because I played the preview
game's
for
hard.
4 hours, like, a month before the game came out. And I was kind of, I was having a rough-ish time on normal. I was like, oof, I don't know if I can play on anything but normal. But then when the game came out, I was playing on normal and I was like, this feels like I don't know if I'm ready for hard, but it feels like I could go a little bit harder than normal, at least based on, I think it was literally
Yeah,
just
if
the
you're not dying a
experience
ton,
from playing that preview and like really starting towards the end of that to understand the combat flow more. So yeah, I switched it to hard. I've been on hard ever since, and I think I'm happy with where it's at on hard.
Nice.
The
Did you
previous
notice if it-
games, Black and Sigma and 2, I believe, were
Two,
all like
mhm.
kind of famous for being like really hard games. Is
They
that your
are, yeah.
impression of
Ninja
this
Gaiden.
game?
I think it's definitely hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you,
I think it's
hard mode
definitely
is
hard.
hard in the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you have-
You definitely have
yeah.
to get used to, well, because I think there's a couple things that make it hard. Back in the day, the camera made it hard, was one thing.
It
But
did,
yes.
yeah.
like Ninja Gaiden, one thing that makes it hard as well is that even at the beginning, you kind of want to know your combos, and there's different things that you can do even with just your heavy and light attacks, right? It's if you do light, light, heavy, 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 it's different to light, 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 heavy, heavy, heavy. So it's like knowing when to use these things and what they're good at and what's the best situation to use them in is just a learning curve. And then as you start unlocking all of those moves, you really want to get it locked into your brain, which takes a while of like, okay, I got this new move. What does it do? Okay, this one brings people into the air. This one is AoE. This is really good, like single target. And remembering what those buttons are and what they do and when you want to use them, it's just it's like learning a fighting game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So.
cool. But yeah, I was wondering, did it feel like when you changed that it drove you to like think differently about, upgrading and using different skills, or no, it just kind of fit in and it was just more challenging?
I don't think it really changed much of what I was doing because I tend to I like to get him in the air and keep him in the air if I
Yeah.
can and do that kind of stuff. which is bad
Juggle.
against bosses because you can't do that with
Yeah,
most
you're
bosses. So
yeah, you're
then I'm
juggling
like,
forever,
well,
then you go against the boss. Yeah.
I'm like, well, I'm just gonna dodge and hit him, I guess. Yeah, so I think it's more so just that I now get to use more of the stuff and I get to feel like I'm getting more mastery over what I'm doing rather than playing on normal where it's like, oh, it's cool. I did this, this one thing that I do all the time and now they're
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah, I can't wait to get back to it. Yeah, again, for those listening, I'm fine. I thought I had tendonitis for a long time, but I have like a nerve thing in my left arm that I'm just trying to like give it a rest. So I've been trying to play one-handed games, and I started playing Ninja Gaiden 4. And I was like, this is so good, and I was like, you know what? That's triggering a few things. I'm gonna give it a rest. It's a lot of like pressing buttons. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna try
especially when you
operators,
go on
but
hard, Fran. Should
well,
just
and I
played
was
it
on
on
hard
normal
mode.
for a bit.
Absolutely destroyed, man. Yeah, maybe to end the Ninja Gaiden 4 stuff. If you remember CJ Gibson, the video guy from Fireteam Chat, he's now over at Xbox and previously Bungie and all that. But he was like a master ninja leaderboard type guy way back in the day before he got into working in this industry. So he actually had done some of those leaderboard competitions. He's like super into it. And so, right, you have hard mode, and then you have, I think it's Master Ninjas
Master
above that.
Ninja,
And
yeah.
like, but then they have all the leaderboards. They'll have competitions, online competitions, I guess, and stuff like that. But anyway, so I always listen to a lot of what he says, and even he's like, well, he's geriatric now, but putting that aside, he was just like, nah, dude, you should just play it on normal and then like increase the difficulty because like it's hard. These games are hard, and so
It
he
is.
even thought that of this.
I felt really good about starting on normal and then putting it on hard after I got like a couple combos down and I really got the flow of how everything works. Like that felt good because normal gave me an environment to really practice those things. Like, wait, what was that button again? Oh, it's circle, square does that. Circle, triangle does this thing. It gave me that little bit of leeway to just kind of lock down some of the buttons and combos.
Yeah, I said it last week, but that for me, that's where like if you're on the fence and you're not focused on like story and art and the exact open world design of the whole thing or whatever, but the satisfaction of when you go from like, oh, I'm doing some basic combos, and then or you're like, oh wait, now I'm like reacting and understanding when to use what. Now I'm juggling it, but the satisfaction of like, yeah, there's that like Akuma. What's the air spin slam called? What's well, whatever.
Izuna drop.
Izuna drop, yeah.
Yeah.
You do your first Izuna drop, and you grab them in air
Yeah.
and you like spin them down and drill them into the ground. And that it's just so satisfying when you start putting A to B to C to D to E and see how far you can like take that and react at the right times. And for me, that's why I think the game is really cool because like once you really start reacting to that, you're like, oh yeah, I'm feeling. It's like a fighter, right? You start to feel that like, oh, I'm
You
getting
start
good.
to feel it. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
to me, I always like video games a ton when you feel that curve. And that's always what I enjoy most about games for the most part.
Yeah, it's there's sometimes where I've been like, oh, that was really cool.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
pulled off a lot of things one after the other and they all worked and it was great.
Yeah, sometimes in these games that happens to me, and I'm like, I don't know, how did I do that? Even like I
Yeah.
was so focused. You're like, how do I get that level of like
Well, that happens in fighting
brain
games too,
back?
right? The
Yeah.
character does
Yeah.
something and you're like, wait, what was that?
Yeah. How do I do it? But I just even mean like when you have a really good like run and setup that you're like, man, I was so dialed in. Like, how do I always get that? That's how intense they can be. So,
Yeah.
So dispatch.
Dispatch, yeah. Episodes 3 and 4, man, just continues to be an incredibly well-written, super fun, great video game.
Man, I gotta get
This
in
week,
on this.
no spoilers, of course, because like the whole thing is the story and everything. But this week you actually had some more challenge on the like hacking mini game and the actual like game part of the game. And then you also had some more kind of difficult, tricky, and big decisions that are going to change a lot of things. So, very curious to see how that ends up. Man, it's just
I
so
really
good.
gotta get in on this. This looks like so my cup of tea.
It's so good. It's really, really, really good. Just incredible writing. Like if this was a TV show that was on TV right now, launching week to week, you would have millions of people talking about it, of how funny it is and how great it is.
I'll never say never.
Real good.
Yeah, I was watching the B-roll that Briar had popped up here. Yeah, is the moment-to-moment gameplay? I was asking you this last night. Is it a lot of reading or mostly listening, and then choosing like a dialogue thing, or like what's the?
Yeah, not a lot of reading. You're just kind of it's like you're watching a show, and then yeah, you're choosing a dialogue option. The gameplay is it's not super
Looks awesome.
intense decision making, but it's like, you've got a collection of
Timer.
heroes that you can send people to different jobs. Each hero has stats like strength, vitality, mobility, etc. And the job will say something like, we need you to tackle a thief and apprehend them or talk them out of doing whatever they were going to do. So you want to pick someone that's like really strong, really fast, or has really high charisma, maybe all of those, so you can kind of cover all of the bases. And if you match things up well, you'll succeed in the mission. And then there
Nice.
could also be like little like disruptions that pop up. So they'll go on to one of these missions and a disruption will pop up and you'll have to make a decision to try and help them overcome the disruption. And that can succeed or fail as well. Yeah, it's all around really good. And then if you have the deluxe edition, which is $10 more, it comes with a comic book that you can access in the game. And this week, the comic book actually gave you a bit more context about one of the things that you learned about in the game.
They give you a new comic book every week?
Oh, neat.
Or a new
Every
part of
week,
it?
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. It is
Oh,
cool.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
You mentioned
it's
that last
locked
time.
until the next episode.
It's fun. Yeah, I got to get on this. I
It
wanna
is.
get...
It's really nice. And I do like that they're doing the weekly I know a lot of people are like, I just want to play it all now, but the episodes are only about an hour. And I do really, because it's so story based, I really like that if someone comes in chat talking to me about this game, I know they're not talking about episode 8. I don't
Yeah.
have to worry that they're talking about something that happens later down the line. And it's such a fun thing to watch people do as well with the different decisions that they can make and just everyone's reaction to it, because I've seen green penises and I've seen full-on sex in this game. So,
Really?
yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
Green
putting it
penis.
on the list.
There's a shot for
Yep.
that, I think.
Yep. There sure is a shot of that.
Wow.
I think it's actually pretty brilliant. We'll have to wait to see how it ends up for them and if they do this again. But it seems like it's a pretty smart idea because you stay in the conversation longer because you're releasing
Yeah.
for what, 8 weeks? Is that right? 8 weeks? 4 weeks?
It's 8 episodes, 4 weeks, I believe.
Okay, 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And then like you can't kind of keep people talking about it, especially if the story is good enough that people are like really anticipating the next episode and like kind of theorizing what might happen. It's a cool idea.
Yeah, definitely. I like it.
I've been watching Gen V. Is that what it's called? It's like the boys
Yes.
side story. I don't really like it that much, but I keep watching anyway because like I like the boys and I want to see if it ties in. But does it got a similar vibe to that, or is it a little more?
I haven't watched it, but it's funny office comedy with villains and heroes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's real good.
Looks visually, yeah, really nice.
Beautiful.
The animation
Yeah.
work is very, very good.
Yeah,
That's
I
kind of
mean,
incredible.
based on what you've said too, like, and their history, like, I wouldn't be surprised if they have already been pitching. Whether or not it gets big enough, but I'm sure there's been some light pitching at a minimum. Who published it again? I can't remember, but
Maybe they'll finally get The Wolf Among Us back, and we can finally
yeah,
get part 2.
sure. Yeah. Oh yeah, ad hoc. They published themselves, so maybe not. Well, that's great to hear. Briar, have you been?
I'm not gonna lie to you
Finishing,
guys.
playing
I've been
anything?
full on golf simulator,
I
like
mean-
day in, day out, like
People are
literally.
waiting to hear. Is there anything new to share versus last week? I guarantee you got people hooked into this now.
So I did get like a big enclosure, which is
Right.
like a mat that you hit into that also doubles as a projector screen, like for home cinema.
Oh, right.
So that you can in front of you, you see the golf course, right? And the projector, which is above you, like shines a light, shines the projected image onto that screen. Now, I bought a really super cheap projector. It was like $130.
Oh, wow.
And it's not bad. Like, I'm kind of surprised. It's like,
bright enough, and
this'll do, I think.
Oh.
I'm just hitting golf balls at it, But I know myself well enough to know that soon enough, I'll be like, 4K would be nice. And like, this is 700 lumens, but what about 4,000 lumens? Like, I could have the garage door open and play, because it's kind of dark in there to play or to see the screen.
True.
Yeah.
Get some fresh air, start to get that wind and feel like you're really out on the course, and then actually, get some like, green, like for the garage, get some fairway in there.
Oh, I've already put the fairway down.
Oh, I already have that. Yeah.
The mats are surprisingly expensive if you don't want to be hitting your clubs off of concrete. Like,
jeez. Yeah. But you
and,
got a mat. It's not like the whole place has been converted.
Well, like half of the garage is covered in. I went to Home Depot and they sell putting green, and then I that like those like athletic like foam things that kind of like interlock. You put them in like home gyms and stuff.
Like
so that's
flooring,
under
like
the
square
putting green
interlocking. Okay.
Yeah. So that's under the putting green material. So it's like half the garage is.
Yeah. Does your garage house a car ever?
Not anymore. No.
He's like, that's for my fourth garage. All right. That's the car garage. This is my golf garage. We have a horse garage. And
I don't know.
They call that a barn, but yes.
Yeah, exactly. It's a silo. But I was like, in other words, have you given up your garage for an entertainment space and therefore you're parking your cars outside in the winter? Or like, no, this is just a space that you could work in for this?
This is a space I could.
Okay. Dang, dude. I gotta go to Briar's house.
I had to clean some stuff out of there. Like,
of course. It was probably storage.
Items.
Oh,
yeah, basically any unused spot in our house ends up being storage.
Yeah. Like basically the box that you open the projector from, right? The first place it would go is like right in there probably.
Yeah.
Like, I better save this for 30 days and here, let me throw it with the rest. And then at some point you're like, oh crap.
But I gotta say, it's incredibly fun. It is a video game. I am playing a video game. My controller is my body and a golf club and hitting a golf ball. And there's online competitions. There's like tournaments to play online. It's all handicapped just like regular golf is. It's really quite fun.
Very cool.
And today I had to go and get like a real ass golf lesson because my driver went all wonky. I was hitting it way off to the right. I couldn't figure out what was going on. So I went and got a lesson. And
you developed a bad habit, or was it like?
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna talk about the golf swing now, but
man.
Basically what was happening
what happened?
is my hips were swaying to the right in my backswing, and they weren't coming back. So I was like, I had to like kind of throw my arms like way out to the left, and I was hitting the ball all over the place. But we got that figured out, kind of. It'll take some practice. But yeah, I mean, it's a weird thing. I was telling my kid, it was like, this is like taking a lesson to play Fortnite, like.
Oh, totally. Same concept, dude.
Yeah. So man, I'm really having fun with it.
Yeah. You were so set up for like the next epidemic or pandemic, like, worst case.
You can charge people.
Oh, dude, that too. You got a little outdoor spot even too, if like you can't be breathing around each other. Perfect.
I did have to do some math though, because where I went to take the lesson was an indoor golf simulator place, right? It's like, and he's like, yeah, we have $120 a month. You can use the facilities as much as you want. You get a key to the place. You can use it 24 hours a day, and it's approximately like a 7-minute walk away from my house.
Oh, geez, like, you're like, you're like, did I? You're like, wait, that dude, it's that close? That's crazy. You're like, oh, and I get a free lesson too if I buy this now? Oh, crap. I should have never bought that projector.
But this is like right in my garage.
Yeah, I mean, that 15 minutes make a big difference.
Yeah, I mean, how many times like have you like had something that's really close, but you're like, I don't want to go. It's
all the
get
time.
in the car. And,
mean, it's hard enough to just like for me. I live in the city. I don't have a car, so it's like going to even walk to get groceries. Now that like carrying groceries back is never fun, but even that, you're just like, I'll just get it delivered because
You don't get, I get
it's
groceries delivered.
the time.
I mean, my wife does it, but
Oh,
I
I
do.
do.
Like, yeah,
Yeah. No,
it's
I do.
free
And like
here.
in San Francisco, it's not bad because it's so that everybody does it. But like literally, like I would be so limited on my ability of carrying stuff back.
Yeah.
You know, and it just and then the time. It's like you need to, that time is precious anyway to figure out like how to even survive in the city anyway, right? So like put that time into something else. Don't go to the store. Plus, that's when you start, you know, you're like, oh man, they got some new flavors of chips, and you're just staring at like all this stuff that you're like, why am I standing here for like 5 minutes of stuff that I know that I'm not going to bring home and I shouldn't anyway. So yeah, everything's delivery in San Francisco. I mean,
Yeah.
if you can swing it.
Yeah, it's free here to get groceries
Yeah,
delivered. I don't know why everybody doesn't do it, but a lot of people, there's a lot of people in that
Yeah.
fucking store.
Some
I guess if you
people, they
need
like
butter right now,
prod, you know, the cantaloupe and
yeah,
test the celery.
yeah, yeah. Some
Get
people have nothing
hands-on,
to do.
like I will. What's that?
Some people have nothing to do.
Well, I mean, yeah, maybe they enjoy their time.
Yeah.
That actually made me think of two things. One, there is a benefit that like if you're going like, because I'll get stuff delivered and I'm like, what the F is up this celery? I'll get celery, you know, and then it's like crappy celery. I'm like, how did you pick the worst one? But then sometimes
oh my
I
God,
have
tell me about it.
Yeah, all the time I'm like, I want 2 of these and 3 pounds of this. By the way, I use Instacart, and like actually I've complained enough that yeah, like I will skewer. Their whole
Do you
system
notice,
is,
Fran, that when you get a man Instacart shopper, it's never good?
you know,
I can
you might be
imagine
onto
that's correct.
something. But I will say
They're
it
like,
is not.
they don't have any toilet paper in the store. Don't know. Can't see
Yeah,
it.
they're
It's
out
all
of toilet
gone.
paper.
Actually,
It's all gone.
it
There's
might
no
be.
lettuce at all. Zero.
Also, no
might
tampons.
be.
Just saying, in case you ask.
Yeah.
Yeah. In case you
Chat's like, and we're back to geriatric talk. It might be. They are right though. It might be different up there actually, because I'm like, you know what? I actually think the guys here do better.
Really?
But I don't know. I haven't looked into like the gender like quality of each review, you know. But anyway, here's a
For
fun
next
one.
time you do what? Just check if it's a man or a woman, and then write a little review.
I will. I'm
you
gonna
can
start
get a
like
special.
really.
You could get a spreadsheet, Fran. You could do a spreadsheet.
I'll be.
You could put like man, woman, and how many items were missing,
Yeah,
or
totally.
you know.
What were their
Could be,
mistakes, dude? I would if I could
could be
send that in.
great
But
geriatric activity.
if
Actually.
you don't go to the store, let me just quickly share
Sorry.
the fun one. I will get like 3 pounds of Brussels sprouts, and I can't tell you how many times.
Dude, what
these
the
numbskulls-
fuck?
Oh yeah, but anyway, they
Hold on.
give me.
Hold on.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. But we're coming back to this 3 pounds.
It's
of
short. I'm
Brussels
done.
sprouts.
I can't tell you how many times these idiots, like I don't know what's going on. I've complained. They will give me 3 or 4 Brussels sprouts.
Oh yeah.
Somehow it changes from like bags of Brussels sprouts to like this little.
That's because
like, gift
nobody
bag.
can possibly believe that anybody wants 3 to 4 pounds of Brussels sprouts. Like, no, this must be a misprint. Clearly, he wants 3 Brussels sprouts.
No,
That's
this is totally
all that
normal,
anybody,
dude.
all the Brussels sprouts that anybody could possibly eat.
They're out
And
of
only
Brussels
then,
sprouts
if they're being
comes
tortured
in.
for
Dude.
information about our nuclear weapon system.
I'm the king of Brussels, dude. Like I mean, it's my whole like eating life, but I do
Brussels
eat more than just
sprouts?
Brussels sprouts. Oh, dude. I'll tell you what I hate. So yeah, this is serious.
Brussels sprouts.
geriatric
That's what I
podcast,
hate.
right? Now you like mine, dude. I can make them.
Do you
for
douse them in butter? Because I do like butter, but I still hate Brussels sprouts.
No, I roast them really nicely. But then, yeah, you can put them in like a little mustard vinaigrette kind of thing with honey, and like, that's good.
I like mustard
You
vinaigrette.
like that? You
Yeah,
like
I mean,
the
if
kind
you
of
can
sauce that
cover
they
up
give
the taste
you-
of the Brussels sprouts, I'm probably in.
Have you had
No,
good
really
roasted?
good roasted Brussels sprouts are good.
Yeah,
I will.
like
You
say.
guys are trying to
crispy.
fool me. This is a
No, I
trap.
will
no,
say.
no, for
I
real.
will
This
say.
is like Massachusetts style bullshit right now.
No. I do want to know for sure that have you had Brussels sprouts even somewhat recently that they were like roasted and not like steamed or like soft, and those are awful. That they were
No,
like
I think I've only
brown
had them
and
when they're like
crispy.
wet and taste like
That's
awful.
disgusting, and I'm with you.
Okay.
These are all the mistakes that I have
they
to tell you. I
crunchy?
went like 15, 20 years of my adult life that I was like, I just can't stomach the broccoli and Brussels sprout. It's disgusting because it's always like steamed in a bag and like you're eating healthy. And then I never realized how easy it is to roast this stuff, and it caramelizes, and it's freaking amazing.
Is it like
It's so much more satisfying.
crispy?
Yeah, the leaves are, and then you'll get like, so I cut them up in halves, but what I have is like a sheet pan, and you just literally 405 degrees, chat. Brussels sprouts, cut the end off, slice them into like maybe 3 flat slices or something. Put them on a pan with some oil.
You guys writing this
and
down?
Roast them for 20 minutes at 405 degrees. You will be so happy. So happy. And then, you know, the nice part about it, you can keep reheating them in a pan, and they just get better with each like time you scoop them out of the fridge. So anyway,
well, I can't
it's a
speak on
nightmare.
roasted. I've never had, so I'm gonna have to try it.
Never
My
had
wife has
roasted. Well, that's
the bamboo steamer that she just basically throws everything into.
bamboo steamer.
No, I hate
Yeah.
steamed veggies. It's disgusting.
Yeah, roasted
I'm
is
kind
the
of
way
in
to go.
agreement with you, but I'm gonna say it
Yeah.
quietly so I'm not heard.
I mean, there's
Like
some room
roasted
for it.
broccoli. Ooh.
Yeah.
I cannot
Wow, we
meal
really-
prep. I cannot meal prep roasted broccoli because I will eat it all immediately.
Really?
It will be gone.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Same.
Yeah.
So yeah, 4 or 5 pounds Briar will do you good.
4 or 5 pounds. That's it. How many pounds of prawns do you think you're getting?
Was that on a previous podcast? Is that what we're referencing? Or?
Yeah, that was Holtzman said what did he say? He could eat 20 pounds or something?
Of shrimp.
Oh, that's
Shrimp.
right. No, that was crawfish, but yeah. It was
Yeah,
crawfish,
same
wasn't it?
deal.
Oh, it's crawfish.
I mean,
yeah.
sort of. People from Louisiana, the South, take issue, but
Yeah.
anyway, how did we go from golf sim to broccoli?
You know,
We were
just
talking about having
not a lot to
things
talk about, I
delivered.
think.
There's plenty. I mean, I'll just throw it out there. You decide, but I would
Yeah.
like to talk about blueprints at some point. 'cause
Yes,
that's not like
please
we played a
do.
ton, but Arc Raiders is out.
Arc Raiders
Yeah.
is out.
Watts, what else? I'm curious. What else were you thinking about tonight?
I just wanted to talk about the trailer that I put in
Yes.
DCP chat.
Oh.
This looks sick. Tell me more. Tell me
yeah,
all
man.
about this game.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
so first of all, I'm going to start out with disappointing news. They're saying this
Oh,
isn't
what's it
coming
called
out
again?
until
I forgot.
2027. Project
That's fine.
TAL, TAL.
I'm looking at it right now.
putting
I
it up
saw a
on
little
screen.
bit of this.
Perfect. But even though they said 2027, their announcement trailer, which is what this is, does have gameplay in it, which makes me believe that they do actually have a game and it's not going to be one of those things that you go,
Vaporware.
oh, that looks so cool. And then it never becomes a thing.
Mhm.
But a lot of people were telling me about this game. They're like, you should check it out. It's like a Dragon's Dogma type game. I'm like, you guys just making stuff up. And then I watched the trailer and I was like, oh, holy crap. Yeah, no, this is Dragon's Dogma. So this is a single player game where you have NPCs that will assist you in battle. So you'll see a portion of the trailer where your playable character gets thrown by this big monster, and one of
Yeah.
your NPCs will come and grab you, and the other one jumps in front of you with a shield to kind of protect you.
Oh, those
Very
are
Dragon's
NPCs?
Dogma.
That's cool.
Those are Dragon's Dogma. Dragon's Dogma NPCs.
That's pretty sick looking, yeah.
And the same kind of thing of like jumping on top of the monster and stabbing them. Like all of this is very Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because my first reaction is like, it looks a lot like Dragon's Dogma, but it almost looks like Wukong and Dragon's Dogma had a baby.
Yeah,
Probably because it's on Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
it does
That's
look
probably
like high fidelity.
But this is from a Korean company, and they're basing everything on Korean mythology. So it's basically
Oh.
Korean mythology, Dragon's Dogma, single player action RPG. And they're what they've written about it is they really want to make a deep world, deep exploration, and like a world that you can kind of get lost in. So I'm really excited to see more about it because I don't think I've seen anyone make a game that's like Dragon's Dogma. And it's one of those kind of special games that first of all, I really like that you can hire people's NPCs. They're called pawns in Dragon's Dogma, but
Yeah.
you can hire people's pawns from online or your friends list because that just creates really interesting stories. Like I remember that I stuck with this one person's NPC who was a mage for a really long time. And then I had to let them go and get another one because they were super under level because the pawns didn't level up with
You're
you
doing
until you put
layoffs
them
over
back
there,
and bring them
Flats?
back. Yeah, give them a day off. And then I was looking for him. I'm like, I don't see him anywhere. And then I came back and their owner had turned them into an assassin. I was
Oh,
devastated. I was devastated. So that was a really fun story. And then when your pawn comes back and they're like, my master didn't treat me very well over there. And I'm like, what did they do to you? So I really, and just the way that those NPCs react to you, they all have different personalities. So you might like this one NPC because they just have a really fun personality and they're fun to go on an adventure with. Or some of them are like actually really good in combat and they change based on how you as a player play. So I've always found that really interesting because it feels like you're connecting with other people, but you're not. You're not directly interacting with them. You're kind of like roundabout way interacting with them. So I'm really glad that there is another studio that seems to be taking a stab at that. And they have specified that the NPCs will have their own personalities and fighting styles and all of that stuff. I don't know if it's going to be the same thing of like you can hire other people's NPCs and stuff, but I hope they do something like that because I find that really fun.
that is really fun. This looks a lot nicer than Dragon Dogma. And the main reason like I stopped playing Dragon's Dogma before I finished it was that
Mm.
I just didn't find the story all that compelling. So it just kind of
Yeah.
didn't like keep me like kind of like interested enough to keep going. Like another game kind of must have come along and grabbed my attention. I
Yeah.
hope that they have like kind of like a cool story that I can follow.
I hope so. Yeah. Dragon's Dogma 2's story was not like super great,
No, it was
I
the
don't think.
systems that were fun about that game.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
the exploration and going on a journey with your merry band of fools, and then you get
Idiots.
stuck in the night and you're losing your health, and now skeletons are here, and oh God, there's a griffin. It's just like a constant. It really is. It makes you feel like you're just a blubbering fool of adventures wandering around trying to get from A to B, and it usually ends up being a disaster.
You're like the B team from Lord of the Rings.
You are, yeah, you
Mm.
are. You are.
By the
Yeah,
way,
it's
not
great.
the same kind of gameplay, but it made me think of, did any of y'all try Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 this year? Or
I
No,
did
I did not.
not.
Oh,
No. It came out at a bad time.
yeah. Okay.
I feel I'm sad about
Just
it.
made me think about like that'll be in the conversation, I think, as we
Oh
approach
yeah,
the year-end wrap-ups.
definitely. It will be for sure.
Yeah, I'd seen a little bit on this, but I didn't fully process it yet. That's a really good. Yeah, sure looks good. Yeah, it
Sure
was because
does.
those bosses. When I was looking at the bosses, I was just like, wow, like it just has that very like high fidelity interactive,
It does, yeah.
kind of Wukong flair. I mean, it is. It's interesting how much though that we do see in these action, RPGs, like the Asian history and influence of like all of that, like. But they're no stranger to making that stuff look awesome. So I thought originally maybe that was a Chinese, developed title, but I'm like, oh, Korea as well. Makes sense.
I'm really happy that these games are using like their own mythology and not trying to do the, like medieval Western stuff. Because I feel
Yeah.
like for a long time, studios from all over the world were doing that to maybe appeal to like a worldwide audience. But getting these games that have all sorts of places for their inspiration, it just you get so many more unique styles of things and combat and bosses and stories, and it just makes the world more interesting
The
than
Korean
going
stuff
on my
too.
17th medieval
Yeah.
England journey.
The Korean
Yeah.
stuff too, for me at least, like I just haven't been exposed to it, so it's all brand new to
Yeah.
me. Like I know a lot of China, not a lot of China lore. I know a lot of like Japanese lore just from
Yeah.
exposure to it through video games and through media. But like the Korean stuff is very new, and I've noticed that in movies too. Is like there's a lot of really cool movies coming out of Korea right now, and
Yeah.
like their historical stuff is really fun to watch because it's all brand new stories with with brand new like characters and stuff, even when it's historical
Yeah.
stuff. It's very cool. They're doing cool stuff
Yeah.
in Korea right now.
I'm excited to see more of it.
Yeah, man.
Hopefully it actually I'm hoping that 2027 release date is like this is when we actually think the game will be ready.
Right?
Um I'm hoping that that's the case, that it's not. I mean, I felt this way about oh my goodness, what's the game that's coming out next year? Phantom Blade. Phantom Blade
Oh,
Zero. When we
Phantom
Oh
Blade.
first
yeah,
saw Phantom Blade Zero, I was like, I don't know if this game's gonna be real.
yeah.
Because their
This
animation
doesn't look
work and
real.
camera stuff was like just wow. It's crazy. Um, but no, it's coming out. It's come. I assume we're gonna get a release date at the Game Awards for that game. So.
Oh really? You think so?
Well, they said they're giving us a release date for like the release date will be next year, but they're giving us the release date this year. And I
Okay.
feel like at this point, going into November, if you don't have a release date out yet, you're probably waiting for the Game Awards.
How much buzz is that game generating? Because
A lot.
yeah, good.
Yeah, people are very excited about
Are we
Phantom
gonna do the
Blade.
Game Awards again this year? That's always fun when we do that.
We
should do that.
should.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good time.
Like this
Gotta be
so
there.
this was
Unless
just
Fran is in the
gameplay.
audience, and we
going.
can do Fran watch again.
We can
Yeah,
do Fran
no,
watch.
I'm
You gotta
probably
be
not gonna
in
be, but
audience. Yeah, don't be with us, Fran. It's more fun, honestly. What are you even doing there?
well, last year somebody had a watch party in their little suite at the hotel, so that was nice. It's funny though that like you don't have to get off track here, but I was like, I had an earbud in that I synced to my phone. This is how lame I am. Was at a suite party, but like they weren't. The volume was so low, I couldn't hear or process it, but it looked fine, you know. And then so I put in one of my headphone earbuds, and then I got my YouTube just to pause on pause. Ah, there it is. Got the sync. So I was like in one ear, like I
Nice.
synced my audio
That's
with the
pretty good.
TV. Yeah, dude,
That's
I was
genius.
so lame though. And somebody would be talking to me, I'd be like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on one second."
I would go, hold on, what's that on the screen? Hold that
But that
thought.
was the only downside. It's like the irony is if you go to the show, it's actually kind of hard to see and hear depending. I mean, not really, but it's not the same as just sitting at like in
Yeah.
front of a screen. So, but yeah,
You
who
should
knows?
watch it with
Maybe,
us, Fran. That would be really fun.
yeah, maybe. But I'll be down there. But yeah, maybe if I just am like at a the hotel or whatever.
You'll have to do at
that
least
would
a
work.
call in.
Yeah.
A
Yeah, I
Discord
mean, I
call in.
should. We should try to do that at the very least, even if it's brief. You know,
Yeah.
I could give you like a live. I could have done maybe a live shot from the suite party.
Yeah, just
Get
tap
myself
your
in
ear,
trouble.
pretend like the producers are talking to you. You know,
Yeah, I'm like, dude, yeah, Jeff. No, I'm
I'm live
over here
down
at
here
the
on,
suite party.
on the floor.
Guys, what do you think of the reveals so far? Great. All right, back to you, Jeff. Yeah.
Perfect.
Actually, all of this reminded me. I think it's worth asking. Like, there's been this recent Xbox chatter about the next
actually,
Xbox.
I had another trailer. I'll get it for you. You keep
Okay.
going, but you reminded me that Xbox had like a showcase, and this trailer is
Oh,
from
nice.
that showcase.
But yeah, so there's been
I'll
lots
send
of
it in a DM.
rumors and chatter about like the next Xbox. What is it going to be? We see they're doing the ROG Ally, the whole handheld experience and getting cloud on there. We've talked a bit about it, but I don't think we talked about, I was just curious what you guys think it's going to be at this point. And Xbox president Sarah Bond had just commented recently, trying to pull up the exact quote. She said the next Xbox will definitely deliver a, quote, premium experience. I believe this is her quote. Well, I can tell you, you're right, that the next the next gen console is going to be a very premium, very high-end, curated experience. You're starting to see some of that thinking that we have in this handheld. She's referring to the Xbox Ally, but I don't want to give it all away. So I was just curious what you think they're headed towards. We know PlayStation, I think, is working on some kind of handheld, but I have thoughts, obviously. But I was curious, did it strike you as interesting at all? Or
it sounded
Every
like they're preparing
time,
us. Go ahead, Watts.
every time Xbox, anyone from there opens their mouth, I look at them with a judgmental look on my face. A
That
little bit of a
side-eyed
side
dog.
eye, yeah. A
I'm
little bit
familiar
of
with that
a
look.
little bit of
Yeah.
because for me, gaming has always been like a very accessible to the common man hobby. And anything that's to me seems like you're leaning towards it being like a premium, exclusive product hobby. I don't like it. I don't enjoy that personally.
Yeah. Briar, what were you going to say?
It's not well. I kind of agree with Watts. It sounds like they're preparing us to say like, oh, this thing's going to cost a shitload, whatever it is, right? It's like it's going to be a premium device and it's going to cost a whole bunch. Like this ROG handheld is what? How much is it? I can't remember now. Is it $700?
There's two versions. One is 1,000, and the other is might be 700. Yeah.
Okay, so like that's a lot for a handheld.
And that's a handheld.
Yeah.
The console will be more, I assume.
But it's like a high-end Steam Deck for now. But yeah, I mean,
And like, at what point are we just like, why do I want to buy an Xbox? Like, let's say this thing is $1,000.
it's 600.
Okay.
By the way.
So let's say that this thing that she's talking about is $1,000. Like, where are we in regard to buying a PC at that point? You know?
Right.
Well, I mean, you'd have to buy monitors, and it is much more expensive.
You can hook a PC
still.
up to your TV just like you can an Xbox.
That's a fair. I mean, actually, that's part of their plan. To be fair, so okay, strike that.
Well, I think their console, quote unquote, that they're going to be making is basically going to be like an Xbox PC.
Yeah.
I think probably that's what they're going for.
Yeah, that's
I'm
why
a
I was
little
curious,
I'd be a
'cause-
little surprised if they release an actual like console again, because the way they're going multi-platform, like what's really the point of having an
But-
Xbox at that point? Why not just have, you know, it's sort of like Steam Deck where they put Steam on devices and then it's like Xbox everywhere. You know, you can play these games anywhere.
Yeah, but that's where like I don't know. That's why I ask. I'm like, I don't know if everybody's thought it through. They're starting to create like this confusion of the brand, and games are going to PlayStation, right? Halo now,
Yeah.
and blah blah. And everybody's like, wait, and then you got stuff in the cloud. You're into AI. You got this Asus handheld collaboration. And so when you say, you're like, oh, it's probably a PC and not a console. But then, have you really thought it through? It's like, but isn't it still just a console? Because are you suggesting that you can open it up and plug in a graphics card? You see,
No,
that's the detail. Then
no.
what's the difference?
The
price?
There is no difference, really. I mean, it's the
'Cause
operating system. It's the proprietary, box that they put it in. It's like you can go and buy a Dell computer and you can't put a regular graphics card in it, like because they just put a proprietary motherboard that doesn't fit regular shit,
But it would have a custom OS, right? You don't think it's just going to be a Windows?
Yeah, but so does ROG Ally.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
you think that's more of a PC? I mean, ROG Ally, I don't think is where I haven't played with it, but you're right. I think that's like the step before whatever comes next. But you think that it doesn't make it a console in that sense? Imagine.
I don't know. Like, what's the difference? I guess at this point, it's
that's
the Steam Deck is a PC with Steam OS running instead of Windows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, all the consoles are PCs.
And Windows
at this point.
is the problem, honestly, because like the Xbox Ally X, a lot of the reviews were really unhappy with the amount of bloat that comes on it. Like it comes with Teams, it comes with Copilot, it comes with it comes with all the stuff that would come on like your Windows PC.
Yeah.
And when people are looking for like a gaming handheld or gaming console and not a PC, they're looking to just have like the thing that runs the game. Here's the thing, I want to load the game. I don't want to deal with any of this stuff taking up the processing power of my
I don't
handheld.
even want to see Excel because it just reminds me of bad times.
Well, I don't think that I assume when you boot up the new ROG Xbox Ally, you don't see Excel as one of the apps or something. Like,
who knows?
But anyway, I do think you're going to absolutely see Copilot or whatever version of that they brand at that time. That, like, of course,
what's Copilot? Is that their new AI?
That is their GPT-5 powered AI. So it really is just Chat GPT-5, I think, but it's Microsoft like ecosystem stuff. So yeah, it'll have that, but I think that ultimately it's what you were saying. Like, it's still a console, and I think that they are. That's why I wanted to ask. I think that they're confusing everybody, and this is exactly what I expected it would sound like. And it's like, honestly, I think that she's like, look, it's going to be expensive, but that doesn't mean that it's like a PC. And like, I also think that it's more of like, you're going to see, I think you might see up to 3 devices, and it's not like, because you already know you're going to see 2, right? Almost certainly. I don't think they're just gonna
listen. I'm not an Xbox hater. However,
but
a lot of games that are coming out these days, I see it constantly coming to PC and PS5. PC and PS5. No
Yeah.
one is launching their games on Xbox.
And
And
the
like when we
Xbox games
find
are
out
coming to PC and PS5.
exactly, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's you know, I don't like the console war stuff and I know it sounds console war-y, but like I I don't know the reason of having an Xbox, right? Like,
I
especially when
agree.
you start getting to being so expensive, it's like, well, would it be better if I just get a PS5 and spend less? Or if well, I guess it would be a PS6, and I don't know if it would be less. It might be the same amount. I would hope it would be less because they're still trying to make a console and not like a PC. Or do I want to save for a bit longer and just get a PC that gets all of these games?
Right.
Um, because yeah, it's I don't know what Xbox is doing over there, but I've heard lots of things about like they don't respond to emails. So people are like trying to get Xbox dev kits. They're trying to get their games on Xbox, and they're just not very receptive to helping devs get their games on Xbox. I've heard that from a lot of devs, actually. Um,
Yeah.
I
But I
don't know
think
what it
that
is. I don't know if it's that devs have to make a game for the X and S. So that's like an extra thing you have to,
yeah.
dev
It
for.
is. I think it's all of that.
Yeah.
And yeah, like that I think that's what's different though, right? And you got to remember things have changed because the Xbox basically stopped selling. Um
Yeah. Yeah.
and the company is now moving on so heavily into AI, and like it's amazing that Xbox is still, that Microsoft's investing in it. And so their head is already years into the future, and like we're just sort of seeing the ripple effects sort of, I think, quarter after quarter. And like that's why it's like they're so like, we lost this one, guys. Like, pack it up. But
Yeah, but
they
they
do still
just
want to
bought
support it.
Activision. Like
They bought
Yeah, but
so
it's
they
all
many.
must have had
Yeah.
investments in the
confidence in
future.
what's that?
It's investments in the future, right? Like when they buy Activision Call of Duty, they were like, how am I going to use this in Copilot? Like that was the start of it. You know what I mean? Like it sounds bad, but like it's a billion trillion dollar like company. So it's an investment. You spend what, $69 billion on them? Yeah, they're like, oh, well, that's part of our $1 trillion plan. So user
I
data in Xbox ecosystem, whatever the Xbox currently is, they're like, well, yeah, I mean, that doesn't quite fit in and it's not selling well, but we'll fix that later. I think that's what we're seeing personally.
To me, it sounds like there's been a complete paradigm shift at Microsoft, and the games division is like
Mhm.
not really included in that. But they just bought Activision, so they're like, "What are we gonna do? We can't just like offload Activision because like we're gonna look like idiots to our investors. So like, what do we do with this?"
Yeah, I think it could be a bit of both. Like things change every day over there, I'm sure, with the investment planning. Like, because everything is, it's not all AI, but man, the investment level there from them, and
It's
they're
crazy.
like, think of like I mean, yeah, that's where their head is at. And so when, was it Nadali? What's the CEO's name? But he approved the transaction. It wasn't like, sure, sounds like it'll be some good games with some good profitability. Like he definitely approved it because of like whatever else they said about, making Xbox like a big part of like users using Xbox or Microsoft stuff, and of course, like
Yeah.
you got to make margins on gaming, but no, I think it's more that they're thinking
Oh, and the
how to,
margins they said is
yeah.
another story.
Or what's
Well, that was
this?
The
another one.
profit
Yeah.
margins. Um,
Yeah.
so they said that they want 30% profit margins on like Xbox stuff. When the
Like the
average
hardware, I
kind
think
of
it was.
games profit margin is more in like the 12 to 15% area. So they're asking for significant, just unreasonable expectations for the product that they're like speaking to.
Yeah. Yeah, and so seeing that, it was like the chief financial officer or something was demanding this, and people were speculating like that is basically what's led a lot of this, the Game Pass price increase, but also the just look, you have to sell Xbox hardware at that, and like it doesn't matter how much it sells, we have to make a good margin on it. Which is funny hearing about it though. I will say is like it is a good reminder. Is like it's so much of the we've always talked about it as you buy the razor handle, but you make the money on the razors, the software. And that is what
Mhm.
consoles have always been. But Microsoft in this case is saying, nope, that handle has also got to be 30%. Everything's got to be high margin.
Yeah.
And actually, a 30% margin is not insane at all. but it is in that context where it's like, yeah, but
It
it
is in
doesn't
the
work that way
industry,
in
you
this
know?
business. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
like, but that, it'd be like telling candy makers suddenly
Well,
if they
that's
make
why it feels
10%, it's like,
like
well, you got to make 20. It's like, but nobody does.
exactly. Yeah, that's why it feels like there's a bunch of money guys who are in, I used to be in this business
Yeah.
and we made 80% profit margins and you need to make the same
Yeah, when I
without
Yeah.
ran
knowing
Pepsi, I was able
anything.
to raise from 80 to 82%. Surely I can raise another 10% in this business.
It's oh my goodness. And I know that this is the case. It doesn't just feel like this to you guys because I've heard from people who are in gaming companies and they're talking to higher ups who have all the money and they are so out of touch. It's worse than you imagine. It's worse than you
I'm sure.
imagine it is. They're
Yeah.
just like, well, we make game with battle pass and the $50 skins. We make more money than if it's $10
Yeah.
skins.
Yeah.
And there's like no
Yeah.
thought
I mean,
beyond that.
yeah.
So
No, and that's probably the best way to sum up their challenge. You're right. It's like when Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond go in the room with their bosses and similarly high level folks, there's so many
yeah.
people in that room that are just talking about like how to get margins out of when someone signs up for an extra $10 of the AI
Yeah.
level of using Copilot and user data acquisition, all this stuff. And they're like, we just wanted to make really good games and be the best at it. I do believe that they started there, obviously, but now,
I do, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's the thing. You're part of Microsoft. Like, this is, I mean, Amazon was in the news this week. That's another thing. Like, this is the problem when your company or publisher, EA, right? Another one, dude, it's a
Mhm.
scary time.
It is a scary time.
It's always been problematic when the companies are big. But the point is when their top priority is not just like, we make the best games, we make the best hardware, and it's all about gaming, it turns into like a mess. So,
And you feel it, right? You can feel
yeah.
it in everything that's happening. You're like, this doesn't feel like we're in it for and obviously every company is making money, but it doesn't feel like you're in this business because of the business it is. It seems like you're all in jumped on this business because it
Yeah.
was
I
making a
mean,
lot of money. And that's like
it's,
you can do both. Like you can be someone who is business minded and wants to make money from the thing, but also really love the thing that you're trying to make money with.
yeah,
And it feels like that love is kind of
That's what I think
tapering from
Phil
a lot of
Spencer was so
places.
good at convincing us that he was doing.
I was gonna say, I actually think he started
Yeah.
there, but now it's like
100%.
he's in
Yeah.
too deep. And if he wants to keep his job as well, there's just no choice. Like,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
how
Yeah,
high?
it sucks.
Yes, sir. How much AI? That's the reality. Well, anyway, I was glad I brought it up because I knew it would be. It's interesting. There's a lot
It
of
is interesting.
Well,
confusion.
about the AI stuff, man, like people who look at investments and investors and all of this stuff are like, I've never seen a bubble that
Oh,
is
yeah.
so big that could potentially burst and be crazy bad than AI because people are investing in stuff that isn't even marginally possible right now.
Mm,
So you've got all
yeah,
this money and jobs and everything, and people are making billions put into this thing that isn't even possible to do right now.
yeah,
So
yeah. I
it's
mean,
like if that bursts, oh, real bad.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
And
I've
honestly,
no.
if it succeeds, it's also bad. So
Yeah, really,
Yeah,
there's
it's
no
also bad.
upside here.
there's no winning at this point.
Yeah, I mean, bear in mind, yeah, we're only scratching this. If you get an AI, it's like one that made me think of, EA getting bought and like, oh, I've no doubt that they've had lots of conversations already about how and when do we get to the point where AI can just make games and you just shove them down the pipeline as part of EA, and then that will
Yeah.
happen, and it's getting scary. But it also made me think, like, we're just scratching the surface of like, we all know. I think everybody who's reasonably followed the modernization of anything now is. We know that it's a scary, real situation that there's super intelligent AI out there that's in development in certain hands, and the masters of AI are scared already of
Yeah,
where
they're
that's
not
going.
looking out for us.
That the least of our problems is not this, but it's more
When-
like when it starts like taking over like sectors.
AI is already like refusing to shut itself down.
Yeah,
There's been
stuff.
cases of that. You've got, I mean, you know, it's a
What?
bad
Really?
thing. Yeah, yeah. They started lying and like doing stuff to make it not get turned off.
Yeah, it became like
It's really
aware of not
interesting.
wanting to like die because of the way there's
Right.
been. Yeah, they're not supposed to, but there's some of these I guess have been. I haven't like fact checked the exacts. But,
Well, how do you make something?
Elon Musk is trying to turn his into a Nazi. That's fun to watch.
Well,
Well, that
Yeah.
that happened.
it's
That
a
is
whole other
expected.
thing. Yeah.
but yeah, it's how do you it's I mean it's an impossible task to make a thing that is infinitely learning, but you don't want it to be so smart that it's aware of its existence and stuff like how you just
It's
can't do it. It's
impossible.
it's
Yeah.
not a possible thing to do. And
Yeah,
you
we're
know
already
it's a
past
bad
it.
sign when all the people who are in tech in these kind of sectors, they send their children to schools that don't even use iPads. They don't want any of the stuff around their
Mm,
kid. They want like pen and paper, books, old school learning, like none of this AI, iPad tech stuff.
yeah.
Because
I'm
it's not
sure our
doing good for people's
government will
brains.
help us out here, who definitely
Yeah.
has our best interest at heart. I'm sure
Yep, I
that they
think
will
so.
step in and say, wait a minute, think about not just the people of our country, but the people of the world and how this can affect them. We need to protect them. I'm sure that's what's going to happen.
Oh,
Right?
yeah, for sure.
We will be protected for
They
sure.
will, yeah, they'll just have it
I think
make
so.
money for all of us so we can have a better quality of life. And most things will be free because AI is
All the
making the money. And
terrible
then we'll just
jobs will
be,
be we'll
yeah,
just be chilling. We'll just
we'll
be
be
in
a
our
society of,
house.
yeah,
We
renaissance and
won't we
culture
won't have to
again.
pay for anything because the robots are making it all
But
happen.
real quick, before we make sure everybody doesn't have a job, let's get rid of all of the benefits that take care of people who don't have jobs. Let's
That
Yeah.
let's
too,
get
yeah.
rid of
That's
all
a
that shit first.
that's a good
Like food
I
stamps,
think
no,
that's a
no, no,
good
we
way
don't
to
need
go.
that.
We
It
don't need that.
it does look grim. I will say though, what if I was joking, but you know, I think there's a 0.001% chance that what if we go back to like there was some madness
Stone
back
Age?
then in Rome and all, but no, like Rome where there was so much money and like dominance and that I mean people were just living, man, parties and like what if we had even like you know at our age, like even I could get a good 10 years of just like everybody's, you know, gold lined hot tubs and art and going to like, you know what I mean? Like wine
This is
parties all the time.
possible with robot socialism.
Yeah,
So-
Robot
maybe that'll help.
socialism.
Maybe. Like in other words, right? We saw like this week. There's that new. Is it the Neo robot? Is like one of the
Yeah.
first
Okay.
rollouts of like doing
Would
housework.
you? I have
What
a
if everybody
question.
gets one?
Would you bring one of those into your house? Because I was thinking about this. And I was like, currently we don't have anything that's like having a fully moving robot in our home besides like the vacuum, but that's very different to like a person with
Yeah.
hands and stuff. So I'm
Yeah.
like, it's a bit of a leap to sell people this thing that is in our home and talking to us and has hands and is picking stuff up and is
Mhm.
you know, living with you. So even if I could afford, it's like $30,000 to $45,000 to get one of these things. Would I want one?
I think
I
you're
mean, I
gonna
would love
see.
someone to do my chores. Yes.
Yeah.
You can
Do I
have
want a
that now,
robot?
though. It costs a lot less than that. You just have somebody come to the house, you know, once a
That's
week and
true.
clean up a little.
That's
I
true.
think what'll
That's
happen is like
true.
any technology, like we've gone through this, like probably even with the microwave, people are like, whoa, wait a second, like I don't want this freaking bomb in my kitchen. Like getting used to the idea of like some new technology, very different,
They
but
got to
still
get
like
us slowly used to
well,
robotic things doing stuff
right.
before
And
we go to
so
moving person with hands, I think.
yeah, so I was gonna say I think it's way too soon for that, but some
I
people
think
who are
so.
rich and can basically also hire techs that are watching this stuff all the time. But I think what you'll
I
see
gotta
is that
you gotta hire a
first,
nanny for your robot to make sure they're not doing anything
exactly.
crazy.
But first, you'll see once we get used to the self-driving cars and the Amazon deliveries from bots in various forms, and like you know maybe even a teller at like a store. I don't. We'll go through that phase of we've seen it more. It's more. You're like actually that
Yeah.
was really cool. That was dope. And then you move to the like, oh yeah, I'd want one right. And then everybody starts, and it'll just it'll get to the point where people are comfortable, but.
All I
still
can
scary.
picture
Like,
is a robot walking around my house with the Google branding on the back of its head, and
Heck no.
everything it sees in my house, it is reporting to Google, right? And
Yeah.
cataloging.
Big Brother.
Yeah,
Everything's Big Brother.
literally. It's not Big
Yeah.
Brother. It's like Big Corp, though. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
everything's getting recorded. Everything's like part of the new big data cloud. You know, like
Yeah.
you know, it knows
It's all
when I
on
peed.
Palantir.
It knows
Look
what
that
I
up.
ate.
You wanna
Yeah,
go
right.
down a
It's like
deep
I don't
dive.
care. You know,
everything.
I definitely. People would be. I mean, I go through that even with like my phone or like a webcam because like, well, I don't have a webcam, I have a real cam. But yeah, like you get stuff in your house, you're like, wait, did I leave that on? Is like the internet just listening to me and like having a bot in
It
your
This
home
is
is.
why
that's
Mylan
internet
shows up with
connected?
underwear on every time he comes to his computer.
Exactly. But interesting times.
And
I
hey,
wanted to
if our FBI agents are listening, we
There's no
just
such thing
want
as
you
the
to look
FBI. That's
out
not
for
real.
the people, okay? The average man, make our lives better. That's all we're asking.
Yeah.
Really.
I mean,
We're just asking for no pain and not to be exploited. That's literally it. It's not
yeah.
difficult.
I
There's
mean,
no
the
such thing
reality
as
is
the FBI. You're trying to convince me that guy that they got, they claim is running the FBI is running something for real. I don't believe that for a second.
yeah.
That
Yeah, dude,
dude
we
is
I
haven't
think
even
it's
clearly an
I
idiot.
think it's a
Yeah.
money laundering scam.
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually,
they're
we haven't
selling
even gotten
drugs out of the back of that building.
I was just thinking how scary. Also, we were thinking a lot of these bots is like clearly those are bots, but then it goes to the next phase when they they start to make them more human-like and the skin looks real.
And of course
then
they're
you're like,
gonna
oh wait a
ask,
Oh,
second,
we're
why
definitely
am I
fucking those bots.
how
I
big
mean,
are the
what they already
tatas?
are.
That's
Your golf setup could be used for it, Briar, probably.
yeah.
Ah.
All right, well, I at least back to the Xbox. I just was gonna finish up and say what I think is gonna happen is
I can't wait for the
possibly
Xbox robot.
Who's
a
fucking
not
their
yeah,
Xbox?
that
That's
too.
what I want.
I mean, I see, but it all goes together. I think you're right though. That
I
it's
think
not only
so.
about the Xbox, right? It's about that gets you into Copilot bots, and then you're like, I'll
Get
have
you
an
into
Xbox bot at
Copilot,
home.
so all of your gaming data is going into
Yeah,
this robot, and then there's going to be
exactly.
robots entering gaming tournaments, and then we're going to have
Right?
arguments about should a robot be allowed to enter a gaming tournament.
Oh my god.
Suddenly,
What
we're
truly
cleaning the
makes
robot's house.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh
yeah.
man, now we're getting real dystopian.
I
Anyway,
mean,
in
I think
short,
this is the only way that could end up,
it's
honestly.
going to. We're all screwed. That's why
I
I'm
think
just
that's
doing
the
my
only
best to
end.
stay sane.
I'm just gonna start
while I
doing
can
way
for
more
now.
drugs because clearly I don't want to see this out.
Yeah.
Let's just
Yeah.
end this in a blaze of glory.
Just numb yourself for the next few decades.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think what's going to happen, this chatter on the premium Xbox, yeah, sure. Maybe there's a $900 Xbox or $849 but we're forgetting that they really want a handheld. I think you're going to see their version of like a slightly more high-powered Switch. So I was just wanted to put out, I think you're going to see Xbox say, yes, we want the absolute most powerful, compete with the PlayStation 6, but like, because it's not our top priority like it is for PlayStation probably, they will go premium and really expensive because they want to just, everybody knows the Xbox always the most powerful. I think they're focused a bit on that, but then it's like the Switch, right? And they're like, well, that one is $499 or whatever. I think you're going to see that side come down
That's
and
actually
then have the dock.
interesting.
And that is the console. It's still a $500 Switch-like Xbox thing. And you'll have at least those two. But like I was saying, there might
Yeah,
be
it plays all the
three,
games, lower graphics, but it's
which is,
portable and you can hook up to
they
your
want,
TV like a
yeah,
Switch.
they want you to also just play over the cloud on their phone, right? And that's the whole point of cloud and all. So that's kind of the third thing. And
Well,
the
fix
question
the
is like,
internet
would
first. What the fuck?
but will they have a device that is like, like a $200 device or $250 that's internet connected that you're just playing over on the cloud because that's also where we're going. So anyway,
I mean, you
I
just
think
play on
when
your
we
TV
talk about it,
through the Xbox app.
yeah, and that too, exactly. I mean, something's gonna have to power that, and you probably need like more chips and AI chips to have the whole ecosystem.
But I keep coming
do
back
think
to
you'll
what
see
Watts
those.
already said. Is like, why would I buy an Xbox branded box when I can play all those games on any of the other devices? Like, I can only play PlayStation games on the PlayStation or on a PC if they
Yeah.
get ported to a PC.
But
But I can play the Xbox games on anything. So why buy an Xbox
you have
box?
to have you have to have a PC and all of the stuff that comes
Or
with
a
that, which let's
PlayStation.
face it, sucks. Well,
or
no,
a TV that has the Xbox app.
So but just to be clear though, I see what you're saying. If PlayStation 6 is still your choice, and if they're gonna have games on both anyway, you're just like, you'll play it there. The difference is that still means that PlayStation published it, put it in their store, took a revenue percent, et cetera. When their proposition is, I think, to have this back door and say, well, it is kind of a PC as well. So as long as it's on Steam, you can play it. I don't know how they get to there, but I think think of how much is on Steam in the Epic Games Store versus what's in PlayStation in that process. And I think
So you think they'll be trying to make a cheaper PC with Xbox Game Pass like pre-installed? Pretty much.
I think the top layer is still an Xbox and like, right, it's got all this stuff. But that's where they're also trying to be, where it's like, dude, did you play Witchfire in early access? It's only on PC right now, but and you're like, yeah. You can do it on your Xbox. You're like, why is it not on PlayStation? And they technically, on paper, have more power to make this work and happen. I mean, they have an OS. They have everything. DirectX, like, so in theory, wouldn't it be nice, right? If you're like, well, I'm just playing my Xbox, but then I just press this tab and somehow it's still, that's where they're like, I think it's difficult, but like, how do you quickly switch over and maybe you boot up Steam or like maybe they have a PC but I think that's what they're going for. Yeah, because there's so many games where it's like, sorry, that's only on PC. And now they can merge those two would be the proposition.
I can't remember if it was like a year or so ago when Phil Spencer was basically like pining on how they like lost the most important generation of all time.
Yeah.
Like the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, where everybody built their digital libraries. And like I think lost a lot of faith in the Xbox brand because just years without any compelling exclusives.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just don't know that they can build that brand up again. They bought all those other companies like Activision stuff, but they're planning unless I stop porting that out to Steam and to PlayStation, like it doesn't really compel me to buy a box from Microsoft.
Yeah, I think it hinges on that. Like, how can they have messaging where, yeah, you can play it on your phone on cloud if you want and pick up that save. It does come up, but nobody does it because it never works well right now. But also, you're like, I don't want to keep buying a PC every 2.5, 3 years. And can they tackle that in a meaningful way? I do believe there's something there. And I'm not so sure PlayStation's focused on that. I mean, PlayStation's focused on what we like traditionally. But you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I do think there's room for their strategy. It's just absolutely confusing. But it's confusing to all of the points before where like, we don't know what's going on with Xbox. We don't even know if Microsoft would shutter Xbox as a division if they just had a whim. We're like, you know what? We're just going to go all AI robots, So anything could happen. But I do think there's something there and there's a reason personally. And maybe let me put it this way. I don't own an Xbox. Yeah, I never bought an Xbox One. Wait, Xbox Series. I bought an Xbox One X.
An Xbox 4?
And I bought it. Yeah, well, don't do that to me. But anyway, I never bought one because, yeah, I've always had a PC. But if you told me, and I had friends like, whatever, Helldivers was early access only. That's a bad example because it was PlayStation, but you get the idea. That it was like, well, that's PC only, but you can play it on an Xbox. Can they get to the point where people are saying that? And then it's like, oh, dude, also, I could pick it up. I checked on my phone. I logged into whatever, Destiny, and did it on my phone over the cloud. It was super easy. I think there's something there, but it's confusing as frick. And the brand is, you're right, it's so damaged. You're like, I don't know, man. They need a relaunch,
Yeah, they do. They really do.
Well, that's when the conversation starts, like with the whole, if they're trying to make it a Windows, PC, and Xbox thing, then the price has to be the right spot. Because when you get too high, it does get to the point where it's like, well, you could just get a PC. And you can have Game Pass and Steam.
And then you're buying all your games on
that's
Steam, and Microsoft loses.
Yeah, but that's where like we know PlayStation's making a console and likely a handheld. In other words, it seems that both companies, Xbox and Xbox and PlayStation, are both. They want to stick with having a console-like device that's high-powered because Nintendo gave that up, so they're gonna do that. But the Switch is pretty dang handy and popular, and put it in a dock, and a lot of people are happy. So let's just make both, and I think that's the start of it. But
yeah, there's so many people that play games on the go.
Yeah.
If they can make both and make the software, PlayStation's been talking about this like low power mode that they've been introducing to the PlayStation 5 to, if that is like a step toward all software that comes out for PlayStation will run on both the handheld and the home console. It'll just run it like, a reduced resolution, sort of like a Steam Deck, right? It's like you can run this software on your high power computer and on your Steam Deck, lower resolution, but you buy it once and you can play anywhere. I find that extremely compelling, just like I do with the Steam Deck,
Yeah, And again, I give them credit for the idea there. I was just very confused because, like, they've even brought up cross progression as a pain point. You've heard me talk. I'm like so always pissed and yelling at the
Yeah.
clouds, like, please, I just want to like play this anywhere. Like, I'll buy your game again, but I can't. And they are focused on making it, like you're saying. Like, I do feel like if they did it right, Briar, yeah, you would suddenly be the guys like, dude, actually, I haven't booted up my PC in a while. And I also bought the handheld and it syncs and it's just downloading the games automatically. So I just grab the deck and play it on my couch sometimes. But then sometimes I turn on the console and it's like, yeah, I spent $1,600, but like, that's great, you know? I think it could happen.
Yeah, it could
But
happen. Honestly, if they
depends
nail
on
it,
what,
it could happen.
yeah. But it depends on what PlayStation does as well. Because if you're right, if PlayStation offers something very similar, you're like, yeah, I trust them way more.
Well, it's
You
not
know.
even trust. It's just that, like, my consumer
library
dollar,
and-
even if the boxes cost exactly the same, I get more value in the future out of being able to play Microsoft and PlayStation stuff on the PlayStation. Whereas if I have the
Yeah.
Microsoft box, I don't get the PlayStation stuff. And the PlayStation stuff is
Yeah.
good. I like the PlayStation stuff. Like, they make a lot of good games. And
But
Bloodborne
then it
2
comes down.
could come out. It could happen.
Yeah, it could.
It is a possibility.
That's where PlayStation they got you grabbed by the ghoulies.
Right.
Yes, I realized that Xbox published that. But they've got exclusive franchises, and it is one of the biggest draws, and you're always pretty happy to have that plus more. But again, if they don't have the PC thing solved, like if ever it is, think about it more and more these days. How many games you're like, dude, that's on PC, but you should check it out. It's on PC, you should check it out. Like is Mega Bonk on more than PC as an example? But I think it happens all the time. I'm sure you could come up with games, but
It is not.
yeah, like Mega Bonk's probably a good example. Is it on Xbox?
Nope.
At all, you know? Yeah, so I'll just use that as a good example for now. And everybody's playing. Your favorite content creators playing is like, oh man, I wish I had an Xbox, which also supports PC games. I mean, if that's what they do. So
Yeah, but
It's
Steam, though. People are playing it on Steam.
yeah, I know that's another thing. But that's because that's the ecosystem. Like it's different if Microsoft can get past that. And you know, again, I don't know how do they make it simple, in other words, that like, well, you're having it on Steam and Steam still takes a cut of it. But hey,
Yeah.
we'll make it easy. It's already developed on the same like platform of Windows. So
Yeah, but they've been fighting that battle for a long time. Games for Windows Live, the Game Pass
Yeah, I know.
Ultimate. Like, they've been fighting that, and I don't know how much headway they're making, but people are very attached to their Steam libraries. I mean, Epic is fighting
Yeah.
that same fight, and they...
I
Yeah, you
don't
make a
like
good-
playing things on Epic.
yeah.
I do.
You do make a good point is now, okay, let's say you cross that PC bridge. Now you're like, but wait, everything's already in Steam. So, and by the way, Steam is going to release something too. And so how do you
Steam's
do it,
next
you know?
handheld, man, is gonna
Yeah.
be
And Steam,
you know.
a corporation that is not funding fucking AI and genocide. So a little easier for me
Yeah, that too.
to spend my money with that company and not feel kind of shitty about it.
True. Everybody likes
Yeah.
Steam for the
That I
most
know
part.
of.
mean,
I
that-
should raise my hand. I don't
Yeah.
know. if they
That I
funded
know of.
genocide.
yeah.
Gabe Newell seems like a nice guy, but who knows? What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean that's
As
another
soon as
one, like-
Gabe goes, oh Lord, then we're in trouble. 'Cause some greedy corporate asshole is gonna get his hands on Steam, and we're all doomed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is interesting. I mean, everybody's joked about like, what if they have the handheld, but do the same strategy? It's Steam, but they improve the OS and everything on top of what they have. Then they also have a Steam box, and they actually maybe have Half-Life 3, and then you've got this still like wild scenario. It's gonna be fascinating. The next several years, as scary as it is, will be fascinating to see how all of them are trying to pivot, right? And the Switch was such a huge disruptor. PC kind of swung back, obviously. And so you've got a lot of stuff happening on top of cloud-based stuff, on top of AI. It's interesting. I mean,
I do
think
feel
good
like
news
the
is we'll have something good to
PlayStation
play.
pulled some PC players back.
Brought PC players back, you mean, to play
Like
PC?
pulled
Oh,
players back
kept
to
them from playing
console.
PC.
The PlayStation 4 generation, there was such a stark difference between the PlayStation 4 and PC.
Yeah.
But the PlayStation 6, it doesn't feel like as big a difference, right? Or the 5, sorry.
five?
The PlayStation 5. Doesn't seem
Yeah,
like
I
that
think-
big a difference. I
think
feel like
it's
it's brought some people back to the living room.
The 4 originally, you mean?
No, the 4, I feel
The-
like that's where in my anecdotal universe, that's where I saw the most console gamers looking at the PC world thinking, "Oh my god, like they're so far ahead of where the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One are." And I just saw like a mass, like just people buying PCs everywhere. The PlayStation 5, I feel like, again, anecdotally, many more people have been like, okay, like I'm playing less PC now than I was and playing more on the PlayStation.
Yeah, I don't know, because I feel like I thought you're getting the opposite. I heard a lot of people that were like, I don't know, I bought my PlayStation 5 and it doesn't feel that much of a big jump from the 4. And so same problem where it's like, well, I probably should have just got a PC or whatever, but
Interesting.
anecdotal. But I mean, if you look at the sales, I mean, it isn't, hotly outselling the 4. It's actually, I think, a little behind, but not massively. And I don't know total sales between Xbox last gen plus PS4 at this time. That would be an interesting one to look up, right? How many total home consoles were sold? I mean, yeah, that would like the Wii U. I was like, that wouldn't even count at that time. So would probably just be those two. But anyway, fascinating.
It's gonna be a wild. We're in for a wild future.
Yeah, I think 2028, as much as people are optimistic and people even talk, I don't think you're going to see a lot of this transpire until 2028.
Oh, yeah.
There will be rumors, and people will say, Fran, I told you, you're wrong. It's coming out in 2027. PlayStation just said that it's targeting end of year, and it'll probably be 2028, I think. But
I do love a new console. I just do. I get excited about it. I can't wait to see the new... Then because when a new console generation comes out, like everybody wins because PCs, games that were developed for like 3 different systems, PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, all get better graphics. Like we all win, assuming there's still people that work in the gaming industry to make these games. We'll see.
Yeah. Shall I bring you some hope?
Please do.
Just the trailer?
Hope, yes.
Right.
So, there's this game called Loulan, the Cursed Sand.
Loulan?
Yeah, it's actually based on a real life archaeological discovery called the Xiaohe Princess. I don't know if I said that right, but it's an actual like 1,000-year-old mummy that was excavated, and they've based the game around that, which is a really cool.
Neat.
Really cool. This got on my radar because I saw a tweet about it saying that this is a brand new studio, brand new game, a part of PlayStation's China Hero project, which is where PlayStation works with indie small studios to help them get funding and help them get their game out there. But this studio, is made by people from Platinum Games, FromSoft, and Sony Santa Monica.
No shit, really?
Okay.
I was looking at that footage. I was like, why does it look like God of War 3, man?
The creator of Mr. Jeffy,
David Jaffe?
David Jaffe.
Yeah.
He watched the trailer of this and was like, "Oh my god, this is the God of War I've wanted." Because it's like the old school God of War. Yeah. He doesn't work on
looking at it. Yeah. It's nice seeing this style, actually.
Yeah.
But boy, does it look like it started there, to be honest. They're like, yeah, why don't we do more stuff like this? Like, people are fine with this visual style. It's like, everything doesn't have to look like, Wukong and Project
Exactly.
Tau.
Doesn't need to all be shiny in the same third person. Like, but it is an action RPG. It's set alongside the ancient Silk Road in the western regions of China. And you're playing a skeletal warrior that goes between skeleton and like Sandman. And you have different abilities and fighting styles and stuff based on those 2 forms that you're in. And this is just a 16-person studio. They're set around the world because they have people in Japan. They've got people in the US. And they came together to make this game. So I thought this was a nice game to bring up after all of that, because this is a small studio working on a game inspired by like old God of War games. It's a studio that has crazy pedigree among them with the studios that they've worked at previously. And it's just made up of veteran gamers from who were born in like the 80s or 90s, and they want to make games that they kind of grew up playing.
Yeah, that
So,
sounds cool.
Nice.
yep. And they're being taken under the wing by a China Hero Project
Cool. Yeah, that looks
to
neat.
help get the game out. So I will be keeping an eye
Loulan,
on
the
that
Cursed
one.
Sand. Yeah, it's no release date, right?
No release date, no. But also the what it's based on is pretty cool. I always
Yeah.
like things that are based on like there's this thing and then you're making a game about like the story of this princess that was found. Pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just
We
watch a
could- if we
documentary
get it-
about the first emperor of China, who their tomb is has not been excavated, but it's where they found. You've seen all those terracotta warriors.
Oh yeah.
Like there's thousands of like very individual
Broken them
statues.
in a lot of games where you
Yeah.
just smash through them disrespectfully.
True enough, it is disrespectful. Have some respect.
Mm.
But how they haven't excavated that tomb because when they dug up those terracotta warriors, they were still covered in paint. They were still ornately painted, and as soon as they were like exposed to like atmosphere, all the
Oh,
paint just like flaked off. So they're
Devastating.
afraid to open the tomb because they're afraid like whatever's in there, like will disintegrate. And also, like historically, the legend is that it's like filled with rivers of mercury. So they're a little afraid of like,
might also
how
die
much
if you-
mercury is in there because it's like they can test from like ground level that there's a lot of mercury. It is true. There's
Oh,
definitely
damn.
mercury. Yeah.
Wow. Well, if we end up getting mummified and like buried somewhere, we might
Mercury.
end up having a game about us in like a couple
That's
thousand
my
years.
dream.
Sick.
You're hitting on it. I just want to be memorialized as a little Fran mummy.
I was thinking like put me
Fran
in like
mummy.
an acrylic pyramid and just let me float at sea like an iceberg.
Yeah. Oh,
Mhm.
that's neat. But wouldn't you
Right?
just end up in, one of those big garbage swirls now in the
Why you gotta
ocean?
ruin everything?
I
You're
know.
such a
Like, it
hater.
seems like, like the picturesque like Viking send off, and you're like, honestly, we
Nope,
know
there
you're just
goes
gonna end up
Briar in his garbage swirl.
in that garbage drain, and your tomb is just like circling around in garbage, and then they like send a boat
Maybe
out
it'll
and they
wash up
scoop it
somewhere.
up and they like dump it into like East Asia,
When
and,
all
like,
the
you're just
rivers are
in a pile of
depleted
garbage.
because we've somehow used all the water to power all of these data centers, they'll find Briar at the bottom in the garbage swirl.
No, acrylic floats.
Well, if there's
just
air
bob
inside,
around.
you should be pretty good. Just put some mercury gas in there. It'll, I don't know the exact weight of mercury gas, but anyway. No, I do like it, Brian. That's actually pretty sweet. I haven't really been thinking about death so much, but
Think about how you want to, what you
how
want
do I
your
want to
body.
go off? Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Mummy's pretty good, but
I
Mummy
gotta get
plus
like
send-off.
some fancy clothes and like jewelry, so when they dig me up, they think I'm important.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Like, wow, this person had a crowd.
You know,
Clearly
right
it's a
before you
crown
die,
queen.
pull off like a jewel heist. Did you hear that Louvre that Louvre jewel heist that just happened?
did, yeah, yeah.
There you go. And then bury yourself with the jewels. So you didn't even steal them
Ooh.
to like make money. You just wanted to be buried with cool shit.
I like it.
Wow,
And they'll
what's crazy?
find
That's
you in
actually a good
1,000
idea.
years.
It's funny
That's a
because
good
that stuff
idea.
has happened, right? Where like
Because
the
they
stuff
won't
gets
find me
gifted
because
and
I'll be in the
passed.
ground dead.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not
Mhm.
hiding out anywhere.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's
You
why
might
I
be
mean
onto
it's
something.
probably I guess
When I
it
get
still
old, you better
happens.
watch out.
Yeah.
Coming for you, Louvre.
Like people have like pieces of art in their home that were like handed down. They find out later it was like stolen and many
like
generations
Nazi,
ago.
like
Well, that's
Nazi
it,
Germany
probably,
stole the
yeah.
art, and then like people handed it down and realized it's stolen.
Well, that's a good point. That's more modern, yeah. But I meant even way before that, obviously. But people would have stuff and not realize that it was part of like a famous heist of some kind.
That's even better.
Tomb raiding. Yep.
I like it.
Stealing shit is fun.
Well, I know why Briar has like 4 garages with a lot of stuff in it.
Look, Robin
Jeez.
Banks is underrated.
Where'd you get this money, Briar?
Something's going on.
Any other games we want to talk about? Blueprints. We still haven't talked about Blueprints.
Oh, we haven't talked about blueprints yet.
We
And you
might as
played
well.
Slots and Daggers.
Yeah, that's right. I did play Slots and Daggers too, if we have time. But I do want to note on Blueprints
Blueprints for
because
sure.
yeah, it's been very
Let's
talked
go.
about throughout the year. Let me write this
How
down.
many hours do you have?
So I did about. It's hard to take time code for YouTube as well as talk. So anyway, yes, I finally rolled credit on Blueprints, and I wouldn't spoil anything with this feedback, obviously. But yeah, like rolling credits is just like one thing, but it's because it's such a puzzle-based game. Effectively what you're doing is it's like this mansion that you inherited, and as part of it, you have to solve this puzzle. And each room, I think of like a card in a deck, and so each time you're assembling a deck of cards, and the rooms have perks. You're trying to get to the end to get to a certain door, and through that though, you realize there's like all this other stuff, and so people have gotten very engrossed. As many know, this has been talked up as the game of the year by tons of folks, and I have no doubt that it's going to win a game of the year somewhere. And it's very much like if you're, obviously super into a puzzle game like this. But biggest feedback is, yeah, it is very demanding. To answer your question, Watts, I was like 70 hours. Even
Whoa.
lost like a 2-hour run just to
70.
roll the credits. And I feel like
Damn.
if I was like and I haven't done any guides or help, if I were to continue down that path, like you're writing down stuff, I'm taking screenshots. Some people love to like journal and sketch. Like that's where it's super interesting. The example is like you'll go into a room and you'll find a note that is like, oh, it's referencing this like breaker box, and it's giving you some info. So you're met with this choice if you're like, do it, just keep going and like I'll find this again later, or well, I better take a screenshot because like what if I can go back later, and because you're not going to have that room up all the time. So anyway, the middle is chewy and a bit fat for my liking, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think it's wrong. It's so old school of like, I would have killed for this type of game, in the 90s and early 2000s, even where there's like only so much to play and you get so engrossed, you're like, oh, I want to solve this. And so it's captivating, and it's like mostly one guy, Tony Ross. But I mean, there's obviously other people who helped with it and marketed, but it's an amazing achievement. It is. Here's the biggest thing I will say. If you're like, I don't know, because Watts was hearing me talk about this yesterday after I finished it. She's like, oh, you should try this or that. Like Papers, Please. She's like finally trying to get me to play it. And I was like, I just can't read and make decisions right now. Like I need a break.
I totally get it.
Yeah. And this is like when you first play it, if you've heard about it, especially, you will think you need to look at everything in the room, or at least I did. Start taking notes, start taking screens. And I would just say, whoa. Don't do that because you heard people. That's not true at first. Just start going on runs. What you have, by the way, are a certain number of steps, and you can build how many steps. Each room you enter through the door, it's a square room, effectively. You take away a step. But just do like a few runs and see if it's interesting. Don't start writing things down and taking screenshots, because I think it'll kind of like be like, I don't feel like playing this. Once you get past that first part, you're like, oh, this is pretty neat.
I don't think I understand what the gameplay loop is here. I thought this was like just a puzzle game.
Well, and that's
you're
why
like
I was
70
trying to
hours in a
describe
puzzle game. They're normally
So-
puzzle games are normally kind of short. I think because they do take so much like brain power that you don't want to put someone through that for 80 hours.
Yeah. So, okay, I did skip a step in my description. So, and please give me honest feedback where you're like, dude, I don't know what your gameplay loop is. Because you know me, I'm always like, what's the gameplay loop? I don't care what the story is. Of course, I appreciate it. But so, again, you inherited a mansion. You're a child and you're sent to the property, and front door in the foyer is your starting point. There's 3 doors. And you have in the upper left, say 50 steps. And when you open that first door, what happens is you roll 3 rooms to choose from. And so you're like, oh, I'll pick this room. It's got a certain number of doors. It might even have a perk on it, right? So it's almost like laying down that card. Take away a step. You enter the next room. Now you got 49 steps. There's some stuff in the room. You might get a key. You might get some coins to buy something. You roll and open you open one of those 2 doors in that room, because let's say that room only has 2. So it's RNG. And so you go to the next room and it's dead end. You're like, dang it. But dead end has keys, gems, and coins. You're like, oh, well, I could use that probably for something. So you start going the other direction. And so
That's
then
another
you're trying
step to go backward.
Yes, exactly. So you're starting to really decide. So it's a roguelite as well, in that one, you're gaining information because you start to understand how to deal with the rooms, but also you do start to get some permanent perks and things that will help you carry forward. But what you do know is you're on like a grid, and you're trying to get like 9 rooms down the center, let's say. And so there's only so many rooms in the house that you can plug in, but you have to be able to put all of this together, get the right rolls. So some rolls, you start in the foyer, you're like, roll, that's a dead end. And then you roll the next one, it's like one hallway forward, no doors. Then the next room, dead end. You're like, great, I got one door left that just started. But whatever, that's a day. So you run out of steps, you hit a dead end, you call it a day. But it's like, oh, I learned something. And then what happens next is you'll get like a room. And then I don't want to spoil it, but you start to get some upgrades and stuff that make it more appealing. And now you'll start getting more money, more steps. But you're trying to get to the end. But then it starts to like unravel of like, there's notes, there's paintings, there's things where you're trying to like piece all this together. So it's really cool. And yeah, I would say don't take it as you go into a room and solve a puzzle. It's not that. That does happen, but it's more a roguelite deck build. You're trying to get a good run. So by the way, I went and
I didn't understand
it was on
what this
day,
game was at all.
yeah, for me, I was on day 51 or something. And what's interesting too is like your uncle, grand uncle, or whatever died on it was November 3rd or 6th or whatever, and so that date is real in the game, and that each day you take, like it is a date in the actual game that will show up in the rooms. You're like, oh, today's like it's almost Christmas, you know. And so it may have been coincidence, but it was about Christmas Eve for me, and I started to finally get some bigger moves done, and so it's pretty cool. You definitely get super into it. And I know people who've played it for hundreds of hours because they want to solve like everything. So definitely give it credit. Hopefully that helps people who like it was on their list. But I will just say personally, I would have rather done what I did. Like there's a lot of runs where I'm like, dude, like, yes, I made some progress, but you roll like say 20 rooms that you've already been in. And you know, there's like a few little things, but I'm like, it's a lot of the same rooms for a while in that middle. And I would have personally preferred that it was shorter. I don't think many people are just not having that experience. I think it's pretty common that you have to really start working on solving things to get better rolls and things done. So, but yeah, it's all a 3D game, by the way. I mean, you're literally in, just get double check that people don't know what it is. You're in, you know, a full mansion, and each room is like really nice.
So it's a Doom clone.
I mean, it's not like Doom, but I mean, yeah, it is 3D. Yes. Thankfully, the textures are better. But no, it's a really cool game. I think a lot of folks would like it. But do yourself a favor, guys. Just try it out. It's on Game Pass if you still have it before your cancellation runs out, because I know people did that. I would just go out like a couple runs real fast, which only will take you like, it depends if you get caught up. But I'd say don't get caught up. Do a couple runs, and then that'll give you an idea if you're like, oh, I can get into this. But don't get caught up staring at paintings in a room like I did, or you'll hate yourself at first.
All right, you convinced me. I'm gonna check this out.
Yeah, just
What
do like
do you
30,
think
40
of the
minutes.
game,
Quick.
Fran? Are you like game of the year? Want to see it nominated for stuff?
I mean, it absolutely is game of the year quality because it's so much love was put into the game. It's got these like musical and artistic kind of checks at times. Like it's pretty sparing actually, and then suddenly you'll get this swell of like music when you finally did something, and it really sticks with you, the whole style. And yeah, you start to feel very engrossed in the entire world. And there's actually like lore to unravel. So yeah, no, it is like so loving, and it's also it is very clever. And just that loop, the RNG, like any good roguelite of like, okay, I just need to get like more keys this run, and I want this perk, and you can start upgrading things. That yeah, it's fun and interesting. But it was just again like I wish that I did that in like 23 hours. And then also like there's all this stuff you can do after. I just feel like it was too much in the middle for me. And I think some people, they don't care because like that's all they're looking for. They just are.
Would you have finished it faster if you were smarter?
Yeah, I mean, genuinely, yeah. I think if I was more attentive, and I maybe you're joking, but like, and some things are just really clever. Yeah, no, it is. It's half and half. It does make you feel stupid at times. But
Maybe I
but
should
no,
check
it's
this out.
no. That's where like again, don't worry. It's more about the run and less about the puzzle. There's a few things you do have to do that are like absolute puzzle work. But it's not like you're solving puzzles at all times. You're literally like going to you could just run, go to the door, get the roll, see what happens. And that's what I'm telling anybody to do who's interested. Go, just run to the door, check out the room. I'm not saying don't appreciate it. If you're down and not in a hurry, yeah, look around, get into it, but don't exhaust yourself. Just do like 2 runs, get to the end of the day, then decide if you want to go deep, because otherwise, yeah, I think you'll like exhaust yourself too early. But no, game is awesome. Definitely one of the best games of the year. Me personally, because it was so chunky in the middle, like I'm like, yeah, it just asked too much. But
Hmm.
I guess I always complain about that with games where it's, again, I want to play so many games now these days that I feel like when the time that you're asking me to do like something that's not evolving fast enough, I'm like, it's just I'm accomplishing so little on these runs. Like you're just asking for way too much. So I don't like that about it, but it was fun to roll credits on for sure. And actually, there's some really powerful cutscenes. Not a lot. I should have mentioned that. Part of the you just get hit all of a sudden where you're like, wow. And there was actually might have been 2. There was one in the way the music is, and you get so engrossed that I literally was like, I felt that tension in my chest of like, oh my god, like this is actually, I think it was the final scene, but there's a few where I was getting a little choked up of like, this is really delivered well. So there's just that much love poured into it, and you start to see that, like I said, when you just spend at least a few days in there.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll buy it.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
You got me.
Yeah, it's worth a few runs for the discussion of it, and it won't take you more than 30, 40 minutes, as long as you don't get sidetracked.
Can we wrap this one up?
Yeah, Arc Raiders is out. I haven't
Yes.
played it because it's out I had a headache all day. Haven't got into it,
Milan's playing
But
it
I'm
right
sure
now, right?
Mylan is playing it right now. I'm sure he will come on and tell us all about it very, very soon. But if you are checking it out, I hope you enjoy it. Looks like people are having a really good time.
So early to be neglecting that baby, but looking forward to this game.
Yeah, it's fun. It's funny because we were watching his stream before, and he was like showing off the baby to his chat for the first time, and I was like, he had talked about this though, where he's like, well, the baby's just kind of gonna be sleeping, and like, I could probably get in some runs. Like worst case, he'll have to just like drop out of a run, but he's definitely gonna be doing it.
Yep.
I'm gonna check
definitely.
it out. Yeah, I was gonna say like with my arm, I'm like, it's actually feeling good, but I might check it out and see how it feels. But I really want to play that game as much as I do Ninja Gaiden 4. So we'll see. There was, oh, by the way, I looked it up real fast. Yeah, great day for it from Steam concurrence wise. I mean, I haven't heard any bad stuff about it. People
No.
seem to be super happy and into it. And actually, I checked Steam reviews over 3 or 4 hours of playtime and variations above that, and it was like overwhelmingly positive.
That's
So
good.
it seems like people are pretty happy. We'll
Oh
see
yeah,
how
that's
long,
real good.
see how long it lasts. That's my thing. I think this will be the hottest game, like this for at least a few weeks. And they very commonly will drop off, and that's not a bad thing. But then, what's the tone in the room? Is it going to turn south of like, they're not fixing this or that, or there's nothing to do, or are people like happy and waiting for the next seasonal content and all? So
Enjoy your
All right, guys.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Be safe. I'll be
That's right.
dressing up tomorrow. You guys dressing up?
I'm going to be a
No.
little boo-boo. I'm lying, but would have.
Well, if you're streaming tomorrow, Fran, you should do something. Even if it's a little something. It's fun.
I got some leftover.
How about a K-pop
face
demon
paint.
hunter? You'd look good, I think.
You could
I
be one
need-
of the soda pop.
My Halloween
soda
costumes, when
pop.
I do it, they're so lazy. Like I'm the guy that went and bought a plaid shirt and like the bounty roll and was like, I'm the bounty guy.
Ooh, that's a
Bounty
good
paper
idea.
towels.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, it's super easy.
There you go.
There's one for you. Be the guy in the front of the bounty, or just a lumberjack. A plaid shirt with like a fake hatchet, or a real one. But yeah, I'll just find something in my house. That's
Yeah, do
normally my
something. It's fun.
costumes are like It was last year, the year before we had a Halloween episode, and I forgot like usual, and I had a Call of Duty hat, so I was like, yeah, look, I'm in Warzone, everybody. That's the extent that I take Halloween. Well, and you guys know this, is that if I really were to plan, I would have been doing this back in April and spent I'm like Briar with his garage. Like it would be such an exercise. So I try to just don't even think about it.
Well, I don't plan very hard, so
You gonna do it, Watts?
You just have to see what you think of mine tomorrow.
You're gonna have something for us tomorrow on stream.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, I hope you're feeling good. Get some rest.
We'll see if the
before
kids are scared of me this year. They were a little scared last year.
Ooh, scary. Yeah, last year you were.
What'd you do last year?
What?
I was like the kind of dead bride, but I had fake blood
Oh.
all over my face, and I got the red gemstones and stuck them all over my face.
Oh, yes, I
I-
remember this.
Apparently, gemstones makes things scarier. Maybe it's
Ooh,
because it's a little
bloodstones.
like trypophobia.
Oh, yeah.
Trup-
Well, that could have happened. Yeah, is it trypophobia?
A little bit of
I
that.
have that.
Yeah,
So
I think
don't
it's a
do
little
that
bit of
to me
that.
again. Yeah, don't be like yeah. Oh God, anything with like
I should just do
holes in the
makeup like
face.
holes all over my face.
No.
Good idea.
All right. Well, I'll tune in. Check it out.
All right, guys. Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.